All right, we are live, Bumpkin Lumpkin.
We're live.
Yeah,
We're live.
we're live.
We are live. We are farmers. Bum ba bum ba bum bum bum.
Oh,
All right, time to go AFK for 15 minutes. I'm joking.
I swear to fucking God, I will. I'll do terrible things to you.
Whoa. Watch the profanity. This is the house of God.
Oh, I got a funny clip. Hold on.
Red, my wand can cast spells. Oh my goodness, that's not my wand, it's a Glock. What the hell? Roses are red, my...
I love this guy.
That's funny.
Uh, this dude makes a bunch of funny shit.
Plan B.
Do you work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night? Fuck.
Why?
I've been trying to stream with you for like 3-4 days.
Are we streaming now, homie?
I'm gonna. Do you want to? Speaking of, I'm gonna do a Project Zomboid multiplayer coming up.
I could do that.
I think it'll be litty.
I actually don't have it prepared.
In 8 hours, Fireball is Plan B.
I can swap my spells in a round.
In 6 seconds, Fireball is Plan B. Fireball is Plan B.
I actually don't have it prepared.
In 8 hours, Fireball.
Hey, so how far does your all-seeing sight extend exactly?
The many-eyed creature in my basement. Are you asking because you tripped on your own shoelaces in the foyer and fell on your face?
Oh, so you saw that. The many-eyed creature trying to be nice.
No.
Lord. Have you ever played D&D?
A little bit. I'm not really a big fan, though, sadly.
Partnership over.
What was that?
It's a partnership over.
Shut up! I just not a fan of it. I don't like the role playing. I don't like the role playing aspect of it. You know what I mean?
I played it for the first time the other day. Not the other day. 6 months ago.
Yeah, I don't even really like rolls for shoes. To be honest with you, roll for shoes. I don't even really care for that even.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, you know what? It's not even worth talking about then, Jesus.
I'm sorry. It's funny clips though. There's some funny clips from Daisy. It's not Daisy, Jesus, from D&D. But I mean,
Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about going to bed. It's fucking 5:21. Holy shit!
are we? Is that going to be the fastest stream in the West right here?
Probably.
Okay, we can end it.
Nah, we ain't gotta end it right now. I just don't know. I just don't know what we can talk about because I don't really like piggybacking content, and I don't want to bring that stuff from over here.
What do you mean? Didn't you piggyback CT's content for like the after shows on CT stuff, right? Isn't that what we?
Well, it's not. We didn't piggyback the content. The content. We had an after show. We had an after party.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
That's
So you don't want to have a discussion on why porn should be absolutely banned?
no, I don't.
Oh.
It was over there. It needs to stay over there.
Oh.
I mean, if he wants it, that'll be good content for him. But I don't. I mean, me, it'll be a fucking hug box because me and you are mostly aligned.
You mean the same person?
Yeah, we are the same person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, what do you think about
no, we could talk about the Second Amendment.
Sure. I mean, we both agree on the Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, but I like guns.
I mean, I like guns too.
Should I debate Mel on the Raging Tomato? He said something about it.
You could, you could, yeah.
I don't know though. I don't really want to. I don't like debating. I don't like shutting up.
Yeah, I have a problem with debating. Honestly, I find online debates mainly not very productive. There's no productiveness to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you wind up getting screeched at about how you don't deserve rights because you don't agree with libertarianism.
Why are we playing this right now?
Because we're statists, bro. We're statists. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing,
The
dude.
same thing.
It's the same thing, guys.
Oh. Look, man, I will give Karl Marx to one thing, right? I will give Karl Marx to one thing. What he said about the proletariat not giving up arms and munition, that was a banger.
That was a banger.
That was a banger.
That was a banger. Yeah, we'll give him that one.
But the abolition of private property, kinda gay. Kinda gay.
Extremely gay.
Should I play when I play Project Zomboid, is this too low?
No.
Oh my god, it's a 17-minute. Yeah, we're not playing this. This is a 17-minute song.
Yeah, 17 minutes of straight communism, bro.
If you keep on, I'll just play the 10-hour communist Soviet anthem.
Please don't. I support the fatherland here, not the motherland. Sorry.
Oof. Oof.
What?
Mm-hmm. Ironic thing is, you're not even German.
I'm 5%.
Oh my, that was the most American answer you could have ever given.
Stay angry. Stay mad.
This is the wrong time for my audience.
It is, man. It is.
My analytics have been fire though. For like only having 150 subs, I maintain 20 viewers on my streams.
Yeah, dude, you do a good job.
So, well, I mean, I got Imperius to not spurg out at me, like, so I feel like that's an accomplishment.
How'd you do that?
I just let him come on and talk to him, and like he was like, "Oh well, I just play a character." I'm like, "Okay, well, I just don't have time for it, bud." I just don't have time for it. I don't want to stroke your ego.
I just play a character where your character's shitty.
I don't mind Imperius, but I don't. With everything I've got going on, I don't really want to stroke someone's ego right now.
That's fair.
My Little Dark Age cover in classic Latin.
I've seen it.
You would. You fucking would, you nerd.
I think that's actually on my playlist.
Oh my fucking god. Face the wall.
Why? What's wrong with Latin?
Salve, cumulus est tu.
I don't speak Latin.
LARPer!
That's why I should face the wall, by the way.
See, I say I'm a National Socialist, but I also say I'm an American National Socialist because I believe in the Constitution. You know, I don't believe in the fucking 25 points.
Which is a roundabout way means that he really likes Rome.
Not really. I'm just an authoritarian. I probably shouldn't say I'm a National Socialist.
Say you're authoritarian, bro. It'll be fun.
Nah. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes we should just seize the means of production.
That's wild.
You know? Nah, really, we should seize the means of reproduction. Am I right?
Vador?
Yeah. Oh.
Be honest with you, bro. Seize the means of reproduction. Isn't that like Non-consensual.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Imperius would really like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anywho. What do you think about Italian food?
Are we just hanging out right now instead of doing a stream? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, okay, honestly, what are we gonna talk about? All right, let's run it.
Let's talk about how great cocaine is.
Cocaine is not good. You should never do cocaine.
Cocaine is wonderful.
You should never do cocaine. Cocaine is bad. I think.
Oh yeah, let me, for anybody who might want to join. Let me put this.
Yeah, you know what? That probably would be the best.
I'm retarded. I'm fucking retarded. But fuck it. I gotta pull an all nighter. I gotta get my days and nights fixed. Well, I am gonna go to the night shift when I start my job.
No, are you?
Yeah.
Night shift's nice.
More-
We'll be on a similar schedule then.
More money.
And you realize how lazy I really am.
Oh God.
You'll be like, "Why aren't you up right now?" Like I'm.
So
sleeping.
I had 5 viewers during my fucking game channel or my gaming stream, which is quite ridiculous. 'Cause I've never had that many while gaming.
What game were you playing?
I was showing off. I was doing the fucking homeless unemployment. I was doing a Talcott run, a John Talcott run, and it was a Zomboid, Project Zomboid.
Oh.
I had to like actually join a Discord for something like Kenshi or the like unknown shit that I. Hey Blue Jay, what's up? How you doing, girl? You want to join and talk? We're just chilling.
We are legit just chilling. You have a topic approach, we'll hear it.
Oh man, oh Bumpkin, you missed. I want to bring this up because Blue Jay was there. Fucking that shit really pissed me off on CTs. I tuned in for a little bit for some reason. I don't know how, and I didn't pay for it, but I have a membership on his channel. And like 111 was going wild on there, like threatening to shoot people and everything. The fat Indian kid.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, why is CT letting this happen? And it was basically blacks just being racist towards another group. And like I didn't expect to see that from CT, and I'm like, bruh, nah, this is nah.
When was that?
This was today. Like
What? The same stream I jumped up on today?
I don't know. He had a meltdown. What's up, Slick Rick?
Slick Rick.
Yeah, but no, he had a hell of a meltdown. Like it was bad, and he was talking about how this gang of I think gang of black guys jumped him and like broke his ankles.
You sure it wasn't like a?
All right, Imperius, calm down. Because Imperius made the same joke I know you was about to make.
No, I was gonna say, are you sure it wasn't like a ruse? You sure he wasn't just like trying to spice it up for the audience? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Like he showed scars and shit.
Oh, what's up? Blue Jay's in the back.
Hey, Blue Jay. What's up, Slick Rick? You can join too if you want, bud. We're just doing a hangout. We're just chilling.
Hangout, yeah.
Hey, what's up? Sorry, I just had to switch over my microphone. Not much. I didn't see flows, but you guys are kind of talking about. Yeah, with 111, I just felt like people are just were being like condescending and not really trying to help him, but pretending to, and he's getting his mom involved, and then it was just like over the top.
It was terrible, man.
Yeah, so the story was that he had like some back and forth with some kids at school. He was only 16 at the time, now he's 20. And I guess they were calling him like racial slurs for whatever they call Indians. And then he like called them the N-word, and it was like a group of like black kids. And then I guess the guy that was like the most aggressive to him that broke his legs was Sudanese or something. But they broke both of his legs with a baseball bat, and he had to get surgery and everything. He was only 16, and over a word. And then like they were like kind of making it seem like, oh, they were like, why are you blaming FBA when it was a Sudanese guy? You lied. And then his mom confirmed that that happened, like literally heard her voice. Then they were like calling her mom a liar. I'm like, are you guys not getting the bigger picture here? Like somebody, like a kid broke his legs. Like his legs will never be the same. That's crazy to me. I couldn't believe that they would like get caught up on the race thing. I'm like, this is insanity. I was getting pissed because then they started telling him he's fat and go work out, and
Well, I mean
you don't really
that
have
part,
autism. You don't
that
really
that fat part, working out part, is acceptable to honestly. That was like the only
right, but they
acceptable
tell him that
part.
all the time. And the thing is, people don't understand. I mean, there's a good chance that he's depressed for one. Two, I mean, people don't just get fat. Like they have some kind of a. I'm not going to say it's a disorder. I mean, in extreme cases, yes, but a lot of the time they're eating as like almost an addiction, or they're very sedentary because they're very depressed. So there's more mental to it, and they're just leaving that out. And then I just thought the way they started acting toward the mother was rude. I was just kind of surprised at like the lowbrow level it sunk.
That's why I stay away from over there. That's why I haven't really been over there a lot. Like nothing against CT, nothing against anybody. I just like the way like I've become more racial because of this stuff going on with Austin Metcalf and then this Hendricks lady. And I've seen the double standard and hypocrisy. And when when triple one or whatever, when a 111 started popping off like that, CT should have nuked him from the show.
Well, I mean, that's something he allows people to do is express. So for me, I think that I see less of race in it. And so I feel like people that are trying to make it about race are trying to like circumvent the real issue that of the bullying and the violence, and like not saying just black kids at all. I'm talking about like kids at all. Like they're not shouldn't be breaking each other's legs with baseball bats, and like people are just wanting to talk about race. It's like, come on. I mean, we're talking about humans and children. Like, to me, it's just I can't separate a race from a tragic, like, atrocity against them. That doesn't change the level of like sympathy and like concern that I feel. Which when people can do that, it's alarming to me and like extremely concerning. Of just how can you do that? Like, what is wrong with you? That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was wild to me, and I'm like, I was thinking about hopping on, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't want to be part of this.
It's the WWE of YouTube, bro. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You know what I mean?
So, what was that? I noticed your title, but what was Flow State Show about?
Oh, we were just chilling.
Oh, okay.
It was actually a really good show. He has some drama going on.
Somebody's typing is kind of loud, just so you know.
It's
I don't know who that is.
I
shit.
heard Stanley. Let me say this about Flo's channel. He has some drama going on that he was doing a stream about, but and then he did an after party, and then we left there, and that's all we're
I mean,
doing.
Yeah.
But So apparently Stanley labeled you a racist. How did that happen, Blue Jay?
Sorry, I had walked away and I had muted it so I wasn't be loud in the background. I don't even know if he's really serious. I'm not sure, but I can't think of like a specific thing I said or like he said that it's more of just a consensus he has. But I don't like it. I don't know with Stanley like if he just kind of like antagonized for a conversation. But I mean, I don't consider myself racist. So, but I just decided you have a right to your opinion. I mean, it's a subjective analysis, right?
Yeah.
I would have to ask him, I guess.
I mean, I'm probably a racist to him too. So
I am racist. So
I know sometimes I'm like, I want to go over and hang out with Orthodox channel, but I don't want people to think I'm a racist. But I'm just kidding. Like, it's, I mean, obviously, if people judge by someone going on a channel, and obviously I don't judge you. I mean, like I said, you have a right to be
well,
you know, so quote unquote racist. I don't see you as a hateful. I consider racist more like
well, you
hate.
don't hate. You can't hate anything. You have to be polite and give respect to everybody.
Yeah, I don't like lump people together. So if I point like something out in any situation that it's just like factual and people will take that as like maybe not maybe almost like to just like blunt into the facts, like maybe they could take that wrong. I don't know, but I'm not gonna worry about that because I just go like I'm very logical about my, you know, like way I look at things for the most part.
Yeah.
So a lot of
None of
people are
this-
emotional, and I'm not going to try to compete with that.
Isaac Young, none of this matters if they're afraid of being called racist. Let's see. They're right. Most has the most military vets, most of the weapons, geographically controls infrastructure and food production, is generally more physically and mentally fit, believes in values worth fighting and possibly dying for, is afraid of being called racist. Yeah, pretty much. They're
Sorry,
right.
my phone's so tiny I couldn't see. What was that? Who was it? It was just a post?
Yeah, it was just a Twitter post.
Oh, okay.
Like,
If I mute like and then it if you say something then I come back, it might take a second, so just know I'm just like walking back to unmute, but I don't want to have background noise.
oh, hold on, ain't no fucking way. Bumpkin, you seeing this shit?
what is that?
This is JD Vance. This isn't just sick, it's actually genocide language. What a disgrace of a person. He's talking about the Ilhan Omar clip. Our country should be more fearful of white men because they are causing most of the deaths within this country.
Here we go.
Well,
I
isn't
have-
she the whatever role is she a mayor or governor or something? What is she?
She's a senator.
A senator. Okay, so isn't she in the same state that that guy that
Yeah.
Somalian just
Yeah.
recorded? Okay,
Well,
I thought so.
It's actually what she's talking about. That's why she's having that conversation. And the reason I'm asking Bumpkin if he's seeing this shit is I haven't seen anything about the Trump White House counter signaling or talking bad or saying what that woman did is evil. And I'm just like, ain't no fucking way. I actually have to click on JD Vance's Twitter because I want to see if he's said anything about it, about the Shiloh, because
Yeah, they kind of need to stay out of like little petty things like that, in my opinion. Because unless they're going to comment on, you know, variety and only pick the hot topics, that just seems a little bit like trash TV. So,
nope, he
I-
hasn't said anything about he hasn't
so
said anything.
she said the white man, and it was a white woman, but she's basically saying white people then.
Yeah, Alien Omar saying that the white men are the most dangerous group in the country, but statistics say otherwise.
Okay, so sorry. So basically, and she was commenting on the Shiloh Hendricks event.
I believe so. I don't.
So
wanna put
she's
that
saying
out
they're
there.
violent. Words are not violent.
Well, I mean, she's talking about white men. She's saying
Right.
instead of this quote unquote fear we're having towards blacks, because it's not just the Shiloh Hendricks, it's also the Kamala Anthony situation.
Okay, so that one I feel like is a totally different ball game. So if what sparked her comment was she felt that because it was her jurisdiction that she, should make a statement, and she conflated all the way from a woman using her First Amendment rights, whether I think
Mm.
she was wrong as well. I think that's despicable. I'm not supporting her. I wouldn't send her any money. But do I feel like she deserves her life to be ruined? No, because that is against the First
That's the
Amendment.
point.
So
That's the point of the money, Blue Jay. It's not whether you
right,
supported her saying the word or not.
exactly.
Here's
And
what
I understand that, but to me, even going a little that's a little far. But
well,
basically, my point is now this woman is conflating that incident because that was her platform to stand on, right? To have an excuse to speak out to her constituents. That now all of a sudden it's white men are violent. It goes from a white woman said a word to a white men are violent.
because we live in a multi-ethnic society where everyone is tribal but whites. If you were a black woman, 9 times out of 10, you would be supporting Shiloh Hendricks.
I think it's mostly just from my viewpoint anyway. I don't know. I can't see everything. But I think it's mostly just black. I don't see this happening a lot with Latinos or Asians. So I don't think it's just white people that don't do it. They group up and support based on skin color. I think
even every other group does it.
Well, she's an immigrant, though. I mean, she's like still she's anti-American. I don't even know why she's here.
Well, this country is in full kill whitey mode.
You can't let yourself get totally like convinced of that though, because then you're kind of confirmation
Well, I
bias.
mean, no.
Not everybody is against white people.
Blue Jay. Every law that has been passed in regardless to race has hurt white people. It has never included white people with it.
Well, you're not talking. You're talking about like, whatever they call like what would be an act. You're not talking about laws. Laws are equal.
Darling.
What laws against white people?
You're for one affirmative action. Well,
that's not a law.
But affirmative action is a law.
No, it isn't.
The Civil Rights Act is.
They don't use affirmative action in like a criminal court to convict people. That's a statute. That's a civil, and it's been reversed. I mean, it's been voted out, but it was not like just saying just white people. Though I understand the consequences of primarily affected white men negatively, but it doesn't say it.
Since I'm not using the proper verbiage, let me use the proper verbiage. Every policy that has involved race in this country since the 1960s has been about hurting white people or displacing white people.
Yeah,
that's been the effect, but it's not written in the language of the law. Yeah, it doesn't say no white men can be hired.
But it's
I understand the agenda. Yes.
They're not going to tell you they're not going to tell you what they want to happen because people would be against it.
Well, like I said, I don't get into hyperbole. I stick to the like actual plain language. But yeah, it's been who's been negatively affected. Yes.
If I make a law, right, and I'm saying this law is going to directly benefit immigrants, right? This law is going to directly say, okay, for every immigrant that you hire over someone that's native, or every minority, I should rather say, you're going to hire, we'll give you a tax cut or a tax break, right? And they make that tax break so significant, or they make the grant so significant that it is logically idiotic to hire anyone but minorities. Therefore, that would be targeted to the majority, in which what is the majority of America? Or the United States of America, I should be more specific.
And I'm not gonna.
Well, didn't they say white women were the number one who benefited the very most on affirmative action?
Black women were.
No, they said it was white women.
They said it was white women, but it's black.
Well, I think it's because they're going off of total sum. So maybe it was black women per
Yeah,
capita. But if it helped white women, you can't say it was entirely geared at hurting white people.
yes, you can. Women,
Majority of white women
go ahead.
completely sell out. Whites as a collective, and they have
Yeah.
historically.
I don't think that affirmative action should exist. I'm glad it was, removed from the requirements.
It's not been away with. I don't know why people keep saying that.
No, it is. They can still do it if they want, but they used to be required to.
And they all choose to do it.
You don't know that. You don't know who's hired who.
Yes, almost every company in this country has made every large corporation, I should say, has made a statement saying that they're going to keep doing and standing up to the principles of equality and using affirmative action.
There's a lot of them that haven't announced or said a damn word though, and they're going to not do it. So you got it. You can't go up only the big corporations. You
cannot make a law. You cannot make a law and then make policy, and then make it a law, and then give economic incentives, and only take away the requirement for people to follow this, and expect people not to follow it. There's still the economic incentives. There's still the fact because they still give you the tax cuts that comes along with hiring minorities and women.
I don't know if that's true, but I think that you get tax cuts for getting people off of welfare. I know that. Like if you hire somebody
tax
that
cuts
was
for hiring minorities
some
and
type
women,
of
and getting people off for welfare, and hiring felons, and hiring veterans, and hiring people who were homeless.
Okay, well, that's something that maybe people could write some protests, like get some petitions signed and lobby to get those removed. That's something that's our responsibility.
That's not something you'll ever get removed.
So who's to blame? What do you want people to do about that?
I mean, I personally think what's going on now with this, I'll call it the Great White Awakening. No, I'm just kidding. I think right now what we're doing is perfectly reasonable, and I think we should keep going. I think we're doing great. I think white people are ultimately getting tired of this two-tiered system. I think that as soon as white people do get tired of it, that it'll change, and it's coming.
And change how? Like what would they do to change it? See, I think people could lobby against the tax incentives and things like that. That would be the right way to do it, because you're getting a little bit too caught up in the hype.
I mean, I personally see it as the tides are changing, and even if it's not coming from a racialist perspective or changing in a racialist direction, it's changing in a right-wing direction, which I am happy with.
Yeah, I think everything does self-correct. So I think that the timeline that it served its purpose.
Well, I don't
passed, and now it is discriminating against Asians, and Asians the most are negatively affected by affirmative action, by the way. But I get your side, from your viewpoint, you see it as an attack on white men, and I can see that. I agree with that to some extent as well. But I'm just saying it's self-correcting now. But it doesn't need to go to the extreme. It's not a pendulum. It should just even out again, to where those programs are no longer needed and people are just going to accept it. But at the same time, it doesn't mean there's the trajectory is race war.
The problem, there's never going to be a race war. There's never going to be a race war. And if there is a race war, it'll be the most devastating war for whoever starts it.
Well, it's completely unnecessary. I mean,
that's where we disagree. I think it's completely necessary. If you've ever done the research on white victimization versus black victimization, and I'm talking about intra-racial crime, which means where you go outside of your race to commit crime, blacks kill more whites, Hispanics, and Asians than whites, Hispanic, and Asians kill blacks.
Yeah, I know that. Well, they kill the most of anybody, so that's going to naturally be the case.
Now,
if your murder rate is 8 times, or deletion rate is 8 times
Well,
you know, every else, and
the
70
the
and 90% of that is your own race, but the
the
other 10% is still drastically higher than other races, like homicide rate. Then you're still going to be taking out other people of other races just by
well,
by the
it's not
number.
even just the murder rate, the rape rate, the
Yeah, and they have
crime
more.
rate, and the
They're
victimization rate in general.
it's
So
like
no, I
4
don't.
times the grape rate and like 8 times the homicide
Well,
rate.
just by sharing a country with them is the issue, and
Well, I think
I hate saying that, but it is
Well, I
what it
think now
is.
what we're seeing is there's not being as many excuses made. People are like, no, you did the crime, you're going to do the time. It's like less of a, oh, it's more of a sympathetic view, and like we don't want people to be outraged. People are kind of like, be outraged, go ahead at this point. So I think that just sticking to the laws and
Problem is
enforcing
they
the
will
sentencing
riot.
is the
The problem is they riot and show their ass.
right. But I'm saying those tactics are no longer working.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Once you have a population that is so used to being able to riot and show their ass, they're not going to stop just because it's not working. They're
They
used
will.
to getting their way.
Everybody does that.
Only
We've stopped
after
doing things that don't benefit us anymore.
only after they get the boot put on their neck, and then they're going to use that for further violence. And that's even if the political will exists past Trump.
Well, everything should be kept within the law. The police shouldn't outstep their law, like their oath. What I'm saying is that they can enact, the no bond or the no, the repeat offender 3 strikes laws, and they can, at least go in the middle of the sentencing instead of slap on the wrist. They don't have to max out like we'll show you guys better act right. Like, not that sounds racist. I'm saying, like, if everybody's just treated equally across the board in the law, in the justice system, which the last few decades or whatever have been a little more soft. So even liberal cities now, I think, are realizing, okay, that's not working, and some are like hanging on for dear life. But for the most part, if people are afraid to commit a crime because they know what's going to happen based on what's happening to everybody else that does that crime, they're going to be less likely to do it.
This was the hardest decision of my life. Would you say nigger for 500K? Hell yes. No, I'd say it for free. Show results. Bumpkin, what did you think I picked? Bumpkin.
1 second, buddy.
He's getting beaten up. And what did you think I picked, Blue Jay?
You said you're gonna do it for
I
free.
think you would do it for free.
Y'all saw it.
You're a self-proclaimed racist. I made that connection.
Well, it was really hard because if you can get paid for doing what you love,
Yeah, I mean, I can, like, this is the thing, I can respect other people's views, even though I may not agree, because I'm not, like, I can't only go to channels because I 100% agree. I disagree with you because I think you're being kind of, you're finding your, like I said, confirmation bias, and you're kind of feeding into, like, the victimization of white people now in a way, which is not the answer in my opinion. But again, I respect your platform.
It's not feeding into it when it's actually happening. You got to remember, I don't know if you've been there to hear my story. I used to be a white liberal. I used to be one of those people that didn't see color.
Yeah, I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I was adopted by a black family, for Christ's sakes. So, I mean, it just is what it just
It's
is
not
what
the-
it is.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
It's not the fact that, we don't want to not see race. If we lived in a society where these things weren't prevalent and there's just black people happen to be here, right? And we lived in a productive society, me and him wouldn't be even talking about this probably. You know what I mean? But it's the fact of that we don't, and consecutively, time and time again, we are reminded that we are white. We are reminded, right? And when you remind, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I think your generation is kind of seeing like the worst of it because, like, in
how can
even 20, 30 years ago, everybody was just chilling, everybody was friends. It wasn't like this divided. So I think knowing that, you can,
No,
like,
darling,
having been through that, you can see what the media is
it's
done.
it's
but you
always
guys
been
can't see it.
It's always been that divided. There were white on black violence in the fucking 90s due to the same shit. Look at the church bombings.
Well, like I said, I think that it comes down to them just like
Y'all
upholding the law
y'all
more instead
y'all
of giving
didn't
the
pay
slap on the wrist. That's
y'all
gonna be
didn't
the
pay
solution.
attention. The issue is y'all didn't pay attention because the economic situation wasn't that bad. 99% of people do not give a shit about anything but their economics and the ability to stuff their fat faces full of cheeseburgers.
Well, don't you think that it's human nature to get away with what you know you can get away with? So if they've been
No.
getting like a little bit in not saying this and like black people in those cities, which are a large percentage black people, so that's why the stats are like that. But if they can get out 300-400 times out of jail, no
Well,
bond, and then their
it's human,
trial, they don't show up to court, and then it's like rescheduled, and then something happens, like they knew because we know these other people that did these things, and they didn't. We know what to expect. Versus like a
isn't it
strict
human?
state
Isn't
where
it
you
human
get the death
nature to
penalty.
demand? Isn't human nature? Isn't it human nature to demand revenge when you've been done wrong?
I think you demand like equals like sentence and just like treatment in the justice system more so than
Well, I mean,
revenge. What revenge
I,
on who?
well, see, here's the issue with that,
The
right?
people that are already in prison?
Wait, hold on, Blue Jay. Here's the issue with that, right? If you look up statistically speaking, and by all metrics, black men are harshly treated by the criminal system. They are given longer sentences. They are
That's already
arrested.
been debunked as repeat
No, no,
offenses. Yes, it is. It's based on repeat offense.
Exactly, Blue Jay. But the simple fact of the matter is that the blacks are right. They're just right for the wrong reasons, and that's the issue. Yes, black men do more crime. That's why they're in prison.
Okay, but
Yeah,
do you see that same? I've heard that same argument used in light of like racism, saying black men get longer sentences because it's a racist system. Whereas if the actual reality is there were multiple offenses prior to that, but the sentencing was so light that they weren't, like maybe in another state, like I said, a stricter law after that second one, which was a misdemeanor A, you do your 6 months and blah, 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 whatever. And then, so the sentence is when it finally comes down, like, okay, we're done with you. Boom, you're going to pay for this crime, this crime, this crime too. So now you're in there forever.
and
so it's going to seem like that's unfair because in a way it's unbalanced. I won't say
yeah,
unfair.
and there is no way to deal with these societal problems without separation.
No, you gotta be punished for the crimes that you do as you do them, not just let go, make excuse for, and then all of a sudden drop the hammer on you.
I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I feel like that these situations. In fact, it's not even I feel. Okay, sleepy. It's not even that I feel. It's I
Don't
know.
get sleepy, buddy.
I know these situations, how they'll turn out. We all know because we see it time and time again in the black community. We see it time. You have a people that have no respect for
But if you were to be on a different part of YouTube and like saying you're in the Baptist like community and like the church, the Christians, and then you'd see totally different black people. That's what I'm saying. You're getting confirmation bias.
Nah, darling, I've lived amongst blacks. I ain't ever met a black preacher that ain't cheating
Okay,
on his wife.
like I said, I respect your opinion. I mean, I guess let's not try to convince each other then, because you're not going to convince me. I'm not going to convince you. I don't even want to.
I know I'm not. I know I'm not going to convince you, and that's what upsets me. Because the only thing that's going to convince people like you is if something bad happens to y'all, and I don't like that.
No, I agree that I feel like people should have to pay for the crimes they commit. I don't think people should be made excuses for it, especially when it seems to strongly lean one way, whether that's because of the geographical location, that's high density of one group, or because it's a totally different state. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that it's okay for you, not for you this time. I think it should be consistently upheld,
Okay.
so people know what to expect and they're deterred from crime.
It's a
Blue Jay-
genetic issue.
I really hate doing this 'cause I hate this.
That's
argument.
absolutely not true. You can't say that.
Really? So if it happens in Africa, it happens in America, it happens in India, it happens in Africans in India, it happens in Japan, Africans in Japan, it happens everywhere they're at where they have a high crime rate, no matter where they're at, no matter what society they're in. But therefore, there's no way at all it could be a genetic problem, right?
You're brainwashed, and I mean that with all due respect. Every
No, I
place,
don't believe it's
people
genetic.
well, the thing is, genetically, they have a lower IQ.
Genetically, well, they're run under rebels in most of those countries. So
They didn't.
I don't know where
they
you're.
didn't. They didn't.
Most of
invent
the people are
fucking
victims.
will.
Okay, most of the people are victims in those countries. That's what you got to remember.
No,
Yes.
not at all.
Okay.
Because most people, darling, we literally had to deal with things like Genghis Khan destroying a third of the world's population. Sub-Saharan Africa
He
didn't
was
have Genghis
Chinese.
Khan.
Like he was Asian.
Yeah, and he conquered all the way into fucking Central Europe.
So are all Asians genetically evil?
Yeah,
Like,
one fifth of people on this planet are actually directly related to Genghis Khan.
yeah, it says in
Yes.
my genealogy I have like the Han. The Han, what are they called?
You're
the
probably
Huns. Attila the Hun and shit like that.
you're
And I
probably
have,
related
like-
to Genghis Khan then.
I have Egyptians. I don't even know if I believe all this, but that's what it says in my genealogy, which is from the Mormon Church, the most like reputable in the world of genealogy. But I think they fill in gaps personally. But anyways, so does that mean everybody's evil because we're all related to one evil person in history?
That's not how. No, that's not even my art. That's not even the argument I was making.
Then why would it be true for black people then?
Because of their genetics.
You said you can't pass down genetically like evil behavior.
They have low IQs. The brain
Oh,
can.
okay.
Brain
This
chemistry
is crazy.
and
Okay, you got to show me some proof of that.
I could waste my time looking it up and doing it, but you're still not going to believe it. You're still going to fight.
I just don't understand. I want to know where you're getting that opinion from, like what it's based on. Is it emotion or is it based on evidence?
The lower the IQ, the more predisposed to violence you are. Ask yourself one question. Undo the programming that you've been fed for the past however old you are about race, and ask yourself, why is it the same fucking conclusion?
I don't have the same conclusion. I want to like stay on what you were just talking about with the IQ, because I just want to know how many IQ tests are being distributed to children in Africa. First of all, second of all, how were they based on what their school system is or their language? Because if it's not apples to apples, what are we doing?
Here, I'm gonna get you a link to the bell curve.
I could, but it needs to be the validity of the actual test.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you a link to the bell curve book PDA.
Well, if you want to just pull it up real quick. I mean, I've like
Blue Jay,
done a lot of research on
is-
like human
is-
migration and like ancient like human development.
We're
all basically from one
not
lineage
just
anyway. So
this is not just a one and done topic. This is
and if you don't want to focus on this, I don't care. I just wanted to clarify that because I feel like that's kind of irresponsible to say. But we don't have to keep going on this because I don't really.
I don't like talking. I don't like talking.
Yeah, let's not do this because I'm not. I'm not going to be convinced. I don't want to waste. I don't want to breathe.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're already too entrenched. Like you said, you're not going to be convinced.
Yeah. Because I don't see how they could actually have reasonable testing that would be comparable. So that's my main problem. I'd have to start there.
Blue Jay, we have IQ tests. Africa is consistently the lowest IQ place on the planet.
Is their school system like set the same to where the test?
Blue Jay, IQ is not intelligence. IQ is not knowledge.
It's logical reasoning. I understand that.
Yeah,
but there's still a method of testing.
And you know what?
Whether it's multiple choice, whether
if we have
choose
data
one
on it, they do it. If we have data on it, they do
true
it.
or false.
I don't know.
It's usually diagrams.
Yeah,
which one is next in the sequence, or which one does not belong, things like that.
There's also a correlation with low time. I always forget if it's low or high time preference.
So you've done an IQ test?
Yeah, I've scored 125.
Did you do the 8-hour test?
Mm-hmm.
That was $3,000.
I did it in school.
Okay, that's not the same.
I didn't have to pay anything.
Because Bob has taken the actual IQ test for his pilot, and he's the only person that has. But anybody, it's very, very extensive. It's like 8 hours in a facility. It's timed with certain breaks and blah blah blah, and it's like
It's
a
like
minimum of $3,000.
it's like a standardized. It's like a
It's
standardized.
not one that they
test.
give all the students in school. He did it, and like his,
No,
you know,
this-
his extensive.
This was not something they gave all the students in school. They took about 6 of us to take this test.
Well, I did that too to test into like gifted and talented program, but that's more of an aptitude test.
An IQ test is an aptitude test.
Right, but then they give you like a range and an estimate. That I'm talking about where they have like a legitimate. Ask Bob. I learned this from Bob. I only learned from Bob like a year ago. Don't blame the messenger.
I'm
But
not
an
blaming the
actual
messenger,
IQ
but
test is very
I've
like
taken
precise.
I've taken actual IQ tests. when I was
Okay,
in
I believe
school.
you. That's why I asked you if it was three. Maybe your school funded that. I don't know, but most people aren't aware of that.
It's
So
just like
I mean, are they going to spend that much money and go to Africa and teach that and take all their IQs like at the same sample size? That's why I'm just looking at just from like the
look,
mathematical.
you're looking for a reason.
No,
to not
I'm
accept
looking at the
Okay.
actual statistics, like how I'm not going to trust a statistic where the actual basis of the surveys and all the testing they did is not valid. Like, there's no point.
These are government data points. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, my sister in Christ, but like they're not. It's not
Okay,
some
I'm
racist.
listening.
It's not
So
some
they're government
racist
data.
guy. It's not some racist guy like myself going, "Ha! I want to prove that black people are stupid."
No,
It's
some people
literally
just have incomplete data and they don't realize it. That's all I'm saying.
well, from all the data that I've gotten, plus my personal anecdotal experience, is what leads me to believing what I believe.
Okay, and that's fine. I mean, the government sounds, as about as like accurate as you can get as far as. I know people would backlash this, but it's like a trusted source. I mean,
what I've been trying to explain to you for the past 20 minutes is low IQ is correlate. It has a correlation with high time preference, which is like, give me that right now. I have to have that right now, and also violence and other things that are not beneficial to society or living a successful life.
okay, so you're talking about like a reaction, like as far as fight or flight almost, and like the ability to like control that reaction in like a timely manner,
Well,
right? Like,
impulse control. No.
okay, so that would
So
be more
that-
neurological, right?
well,
Not necessarily
IQ.
intelligence.
IQ.
Wouldn't
Also
it be EQ,
correlates-
like emotional?
No, IQ correlates with low impulse. Low IQ correlates with low impulse control. It correlates with high time preference, which
So
is,
why are Down syndrome people not so violent? Then? Like, I don't understand that.
you understand
people
that,
that
you understand that most retarded people. What's up, Deacon Dave? Hit the link if you want to come on, but you understand that most retarded people have low IQs.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so Down syndrome people have low IQs.
Exactly.
You also understand that most black
Are they
people are considered
impulsive? Do you think?
Yes, they're incredibly.
I had a
impulsive.
Down syndrome cousin. She was mostly just real quiet.
But if
When
they
she
see
did get
something-
upset, she was like, yeah, overreacted. But
if
it
they
was
see
more
something
like
they want. They're more
she
likely
wasn't
to grab
trying to
that
hurt people or anything.
shit. And I don't want to just shit on black people. I don't like doing that. It's annoying and it's low hanging fruit. So I'm gonna stop because I spent like 30 minutes on the topic already. We can move on.
Yeah, because
Is that Dave from CT's channel, Deacon Dave?
Because I genuinely think like
Or is
we
that
can still
someone
make
else?
this work. We can still make this country work. We got this.
I don't.
I know you don't. I'm still like, I'm still hanging on to that. You know what I mean? So
Let it
I don't like-
go. Let it go.
Did you
I
guys
got
hear
a
me?
song for you. Yeah,
Is that in the chat? Is that Dave, the same one that goes to CT's, or is that a different Dave?
I think so. I'm not sure.
The one he always like.
What's the
But
avatar?
he's
look
like, you have a 5-bedroom house. Is that Dave?
It's him.
Is it a gray avatar?
It's a
I
cigar.
don't know. I just see him on the panel. If that's him.
Well, the best way we know is Dave. Come up on the panel.
Everybody's welcome. We're just chilling. We're chilling because I can't.
Oh, it says he's on the stage. Does that mean he's backstage?
Oh,
Is he up here? I can't. My fucking toolbar is going fucking retarded.
Need me to get it?
won't go- Yeah.
I gotta tab out of my game.
I hate Windows 10.
Oh yeah, no one's here.
I didn't think so. I get a song.
Well, he was. Come back if you were back there.
Come back, Dave. Come back, buddy. Deacon Dave. I think that's the same guy. No, it's a different one. That's a different guy.
There you go.
Oh, okay. I forget what that other guy goes by.
The wind is let them in, don't
You
let
gotta let it go, Bumpkin.
So you want to go back to Flo's thing? You were talking about what his. Is
Oh,
it
no,
a
I
good
don't- I
show?
don't- It was a
It was about
great.
what?
It was a great show. I had fun at Flo's.
What was the topic about?
He was just doing a stream about the drama he was dealing with. It was just an open hangout topic.
Oh.
All night.
I know. Sometimes I click on Flo's channel and I'm like, it's so like in the trenches of like a storyline that I'm like, okay, I'll just come back when it's like more surface level because, yeah, it's almost like a soap opera. It's cool, like so people get so involved in it, But I just, yeah, I don't know. I like his shows for the most part. But he's like pretty philosophical, even
Yep.
though his views are quite a bit different than mine. But I think he's a
Are
good
his views
host.
different
He
than
does
yours?
a good job.
I mean, by and large, I like Flo. I like hanging out over there, like talking to him. I don't agree with him on everything, and I do find the libertarian spaces taxing, especially when you actually talk about things that are actually political, and all they want to do is like yell at you about my freedom, my freedom.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, your freedom can fuck off.
I feel like they get like
Stanley is
3/4 of the
everywhere,
way
bro.
around the circle. Like their system won't work in the way they think it will, but they can only see like 75%, and they're like not closing that gap. And it's just like, yeah, it irritates me too. But yeah, I think Flo does a good job of facilitating like others' opinions, even though he will be blunt, but he doesn't discourage people from coming or like shame them or try to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He-
that's the thing. It wasn't Flo that I got in an argument with. It was people on the panel. They always want to call someone an idiot, and it's like, bro, like you don't libertarianism is not gonna work. And then like Flo's like, nah, Flo's not afraid to tell you if he disagrees with you, even if you're on his side.
Right.
So
Well, who did you
that's
argue with? What were they? What
It was
that
10th.
about?
10th man got his fifis hurt and called me a Nazi, and I'm like, yeah, I've always said I was a National Socialist. Like the fuck? Are you
I
surprised by
thought
this?
you were, but then I thought you stopped. Is that a different party? Oh, you're just not white nationalist anymore. Now you're just nationalist. Is that what that means?
Well, no, I'm still. I will always be a National Socialist.
Oh,
Regardless-
nationalist. But you said you
regardless-
used to be something, and then you stopped going because.
Yeah, I used to be a white nationalist.
Okay, so that's different. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's barely different, but there's more to it than just being a National Socialist.
Hey, is Stanley still here, or did he leave?
Well, Stanley. By the way, Stanley told Slick.
Oh,
Rick-
he's on the stage now. I think maybe.
No, nobody's.
What
on
does that mean when it says on stage? That means they're in the back, right?
No, nobody's on stage. What are you talking about?
That's what my phone's saying.
Oh,
I've
that's
never
weird.
seen that
Yeah,
before,
there's no
though.
one in the back chat.
Interesting. Well, I wanted to ask him like what. I mean, I didn't really care, but if he was here, I wanted to come up and say, why did he say that I'm racist or whatever? But I think, like I said, I think he's joking around. He said, no, I didn't in the chat. Yeah, I talked to that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
What?
can hear you.
Oh, okay.
We can
I
hear you.
talked to Tenth Man. We were like disagreeing about something the other day. I forget like what it was, but then he was like, maybe we can have a chat on the panel sometime. I forget now. It's gonna bug me, but yeah. Does he share views with Flow State?
So they made a tough call. They'd have to pull the wire out directly, even if it caused more pain. Carefully, they gripped the wire and slowly eased it out, inch by inch. It was likely part of a poacher's trap. After what felt like forever, they finally
Is that an
removed the whole
armadillo?
thing. They treated its
pangolin.
wounds, gave it medicine, and did everything they could all for a tiny life that truly needed saving.
Those scales are too much for me. Ew.
I like little feel good stories like that.
Would you pick that up?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I love.
Oh,
I
hell yeah.
love nature, and you know, Like
With a scaly little animal that curls up like that, it's creepy.
yeah,
You don't think?
I truly love nature. Like I'm an anomaly, right? Like I truly love nature, and I am an environmentalist, but I'm not like
Sorry, my
was
typing.
that.
My
All right,
typing game super loud.
no, Asterislo said, was that the vid origin story? No, only on South Park. But no, I I actually unironically I am everything the left pretends to be, like an environmentalist and a humanist, and but I'm also very cynical and realistic at the same time, and like that's why I believe in things like race, and I don't believe war crimes are a thing because I feel like if we do go to war, we should end it as quickly as possible. That means completely derailing their morale. So it makes me seem
Okay.
like I'm a really evil person, but actually inside I'm just a soft, sensitive young man.
No, I don't think it's you. I think it's a lot of people share that view. The only thing for me is that I just wonder, I don't know how to frame this question, but how do you determine race per se? Because race, first of all, is something that's fluid over time. Like a lot of race that existed, 1,000 years ago, they're no longer in existence. Either they blended or, just didn't procreate for whatever reason,
It's done mostly
conditional.
by
But
half.
how do you, if we keep changing all the time, we're kind of all like in a way one line that's like with different branches basically. How do you determine when you say I believe in race, like meaning what we constitute
Ethnicity,
race right now?
ethnicity and genetics.
But do you realize how migrant how migration like tracks have been all throughout? There's never been like since day one these people lived here and they still do. That doesn't exist.
Okay, but those genetics are still. It doesn't matter. Genetics stay the same.
Well, those are our genetics too, because our people they migrated north,
No,
so their skin lightened over time.
I'm
They
not making
developed.
Blue Jay. I'm not. First off, let me stop you right there. All right, I'm gonna get really antagonistic and angry if anybody ever says to me again anything about skin color. Skin color is a small part of genetics. Genetics overall, like you have to have a deep understanding of genetics to understand what the argument is. So I don't even make the genetics.
No, I do understand. That's why I can have it.
Well, you was on that skin color path, and it gave me.
You didn't let me finish. You interrupt me mid sentence.
Oh, go ahead and finish.
I was saying that we're all basically from one central area of the globe, and then as people spread out, it's near like Kenya, Sudan, and then they went.
No, that out of Africa bullshit has been disproven. The oldest human bones found have been in Bulgaria. That out of Africa has been.
Though there were other Neanderthals, but I mean.
No. This is Homo sapien sapien.
Well, what I've researched, okay, we don't have to agree on that.
No, we don't. Well,
but
it's not
are
about,
we all?
It's not about. It's
do
not
we
about
not share
agreeing.
common ancestors, or do you believe that we do not?
I mean, if you wanna really, as I don't necessarily believe in evolution, I'm taking the flow pill. But if you do want to have it as a evolution debate, I mean, technically,
okay. I don't believe in evolution either. I believe we've always been human beings, period. But that doesn't mean that physical features don't adapt, and you're still a human being.
Well, Blue Jay, you know that from a black and Asian, and like they can tell your race and your gender from your bones, right?
Right. Let me just tell you one factual study, and you can take it for what you want. But they basically, so when they do the DNA test, as you're referring to, there are people in Africa, and it's not the sub-Saharan Africa. These are the people that are a little more north. So these aren't like the darkest skin of people in Africa, right? So those people have a DNA set that every other human being across the globe has as well. However, people that are in other parts of the globe have adaptations to their DNA called, and one particular why I brought this up is eumelanin. It's called eumelanin. What it does is it counteracts melanin, and it correlates exactly to where people are from the equator.
Mhm.
So that's how our bodies have adapted to survival. That doesn't mean we're not all human
Do,
beings.
do you,
But
do
how
you
would
know?
how would you explain those people? We have their DNA, they don't have ours.
Well, you do know, like, you do know one of the things that I want to ask you. I'm going to ask you two things, and and you'll see why I'm laughing in a second. The first thing is going to be serious, right? Um, you do understand, in order to get these evolutionary traits in any significant number would take thousands
Yes,
of years.
it
So
is
your
probably
whole
has been
argument about
thousands of years.
your whole argument about migration and nobody is really what they are, that's
It's
not
about
necessarily
40,000
true.
years.
Yeah, that's 40,000
I gotta
years for
drop.
one.
I'll be right back.
You're assuming I don't know anything about genetics or
I'm not.
science. I'm actually kind of a
I'm not.
nerd in that regard.
I'm not assuming you don't know anything. And my second question: are you a banana? This
I
isn't
don't
a
believe in
metaphor.
evolution. I
This
don't
isn't
believe in
a.
it. I know you're going to say we share 99% of our DNA.
Yeah,
So.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly. Right.
so what's the point? I don't understand the relevance of
Well,
that.
hey, look,
We
man,
can't
banana.
procreate with a banana. Can we procreate with a banana? No.
Well, a horse and a mule
Can we
can
procreate
procreate.
with a black person or an Asian person or a Hispanic? Yes.
A horse and a mule can procreate. We've not gone through that level of speciation.
Well, I don't believe in evolution. We are one species. We always will be.
Hmm.
We're children of God. That's my belief.
I mean that's fair, and I'm not going to say I don't necessarily disagree with you, but by us being children of God, don't you think God created us with our differences and expected us to keep those differences, or else He would have just made us one amorphous blob?
I don't think he would have given us the ability to procreate if he wasn't in approval of us procreate. So no, I don't believe that Old Testament where you're not supposed to, have babies with other tribal because they'll
Well,
they'll
so
bring
you believe in the
evil
word. You
in.
believe
No,
in the
I
word of
don't
God,
believe the
but you
Old
don't believe in the word of
Testament
God.
is. No, I don't believe the Old Testament is still relevant. I believe it was fulfilled.
Well, what do you mean the Old Testament is the law has not?
The
The law is
commandments,
where
yes,
the law is where we get our morality from.
yeah.
We don't.
Well,
The only
it,
difference.
he said, "Do not forget my commandments," but the law has been fulfilled, and the only way
fulfilled does not
to
mean
through
fulfilled
to
does
the
not mean
Father is through
removed.
me.
Yeah, fulfilled does not mean removed. We live by the grace of God, meaning that you don't
No,
have
don't
to.
you realize the whole point of the story is that God realized that human beings are so flawed that his expectations were unreasonable, and somebody else was going to have to pay for them because we never would.
We're still supposed to attempt to make him happy and live by his law.
Yes, and he said, "Do not
Yeah.
forget my
Okay.
commandments." He said, "Do not forget my
Okay.
commandments."
So if we're supposed to live by
I'm
his
not denying the
law,
commandments.
well, if we're supposed to live by his law, because his law isn't just the Ten Commandments, it's all that other stuff. If we're supposed to live
Those
by
are
his law,
fulfilled.
Blue Jay, let me finish. If we're supposed to live by his law and make him happy, and his law is more than just the Ten Commandments, and our morality is supposed to come from the law, meaning we're still supposed to live as if we're under the law, the only difference is that we live under the grace of Christ, meaning, guess what? You don't get stoned if you have sex before marriage. You don't get executed for being gay. You don't get executed for laying with an animal. That's the difference. And that's what a lot of Christians don't understand.
You're talking about the law of the land. God's talking
No,
about
I'm
his
talking
law.
about God's law. I'm talking
Well,
about the
I
law of
believe
the
that those
Pharisee, the
laws
law.
are no longer in.
Those
Those
laws
so
are.
what's the nor Greek nor Jew
Do you know what
neither Greek nor Jew were all and
what?
Gentiles and everybody's
Yeah,
included now. So how do you
yeah.
explain that?
Everybody's included into it. We're all adopted Jews. Everybody is into it who accepts Jesus Christ as the way.
Right.
Israel does not mean the state of Israel in the Middle East. It means the church or Christians. Anywhere
The reason
Christians.
that God wanted them to stay separate is because they were going to be returning. He had built them a kingdom in heaven. The other people were not even eligible, so he didn't want to mix that up. But now it's no longer that way.
That is not the only reason.
Well, that's how I take it. And I definitely don't want to argue about that because like I said,
That's
I don't
fair.
try to change people's minds. But that you just asked me like, can we procreate with the banana? Obviously not.
No, I
But
didn't
so
ask if you
that
could procreate with a banana.
well, I mean, I
asked if
said
you were-
he said
I asked if you
are
were
you
a
a
banana.
banana? Yeah, and I
Are,
said
are
I
you
could.
are you an orangutan? Because we share 99.98%.
We can't procreate with orangutans either.
I don't know. Stalin and several science experiments would say you're wrong.
Well, that's because it's manipulated. That's not of God. That's
No, I mean
a pos-
if you create an offspring with it, you can procreate with it. I mean, like, that's all I'm saying is like,
but not in a natural way.
I mean,
Like
it's-
our categorization, like our classification is
the whole reason that you're
Homo
the whole reason
sapiens or whatever.
the whole reason you or I are able to sleep with black people is because of technology. So that's not in a natural way.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
true.
yes, it
What are
is.
you-
Yes,
what are
it
you
is.
talking about?
Sub-Saharan
A
Africans
boat?
are. Yeah, that's technology. That's still not a natural way.
Okay, now you're reaching.
No, that's not.
I
That's
can't
not.
even
That's
like
not. That
entertain
is not a.
Stop it.
That is not a reach. That is a fact.
Okay, but I'm gonna let you take over for a minute. I gotta mute.
Nah,
Actually, though, I do have to.
got, girlie. You got. It's okay.
No, I want
Well,
to know.
no,
what the
that's
general
just crazy
conversation
argument. I
was
can't even
about.
go there. It's
What-
kind of like
okay,
superficial.
Are we having a conversation about
No.
race and genetics?
Yeah, we were.
Not
okay.
really. I mean, I don't want to, but we are. I
see-
guess again.
Well, see,
No,
this
we're
is my
talking about
this is my expertise.
well, we're talking about how he classifies race. If does he believe that we all stem from the same common ancestors? That we're kind of past like IQ. We're not doing all that. We're talking about what would his like
Talk about
his requirements be for you are this race based
Oh,
on this
shit.
and this.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, Bubba?
What's up, Jim? Even the normal, like even the normal scientific idea seeds that we don't stem from the same, because Homo sapiens, sorry, Europeans, my bad, Europeans have a higher admixture of Neanderthal DNA, whereas Africans have a higher admixture of Africanus DNA, which are two sub-hominids. So that alone right there shows that we share outer ancestors away from each other. And to
But
go
you know what
through-
the percentages are, Pumpkin? First of all Africans
Neat.
also
Yeah,
have
okay.
Neanderthal DNA. So
Okay,
it's just
you,
a
Jay.
matter of rate, but it's either 1 to 4%.
Some Africans,
Europeans have 4%, and
Some-
all Africans have at least 1%.
no, not all Africans. Northern
And
Africans.
yeah, they do.
No. Northern Africans have that, and Northern Africans are Arabic, and they are mixed with Europeans. Try again.
Okay,
I know
well,
my
regardless, the
Hey,
two
hey, let's not
they
be
mix
too
together.
hostile.
I don't deny that they mixed with the Neanderthals, though. I've never said that. I know
okay.
a lot about that.
Were Neanderthals Homo sapiens?
No, but neither.
Oh,
Like
but
like
why were
you
they-
missed
why
this.
were they
Okay,
able
let
to
me just
mix,
say
though?
you
Why
missed
were they
this
able
part.
to mix?
Wait, let me tell you something. We have all the same genetic components that who are are you talking about like the sub-Saharan Africans that have been more isolated? We have all the same genetics that they do. They just don't have the eumelanin and some different adaptations that different groups have differently. Like Asians obviously have a different, tone and facial features versus like the Europeans way up north. They lost a lot of their, or they didn't lose melanin. They developed eumelanin, which is a counter to melanin. So all it does is it kind of, it reduces the amount because they needed other like protections from the environment. That's proven like at a precise level from the equator. So that doesn't say that we're not all
That's not
one
true at
shared
all.
group. It means that at some point that group did have, procreate with Neanderthals. The Neanderthals eventually died out, even though they were intelligent for whatever reason they did. But some didn't end up. It's not going to mix to like a whole, even in any. That's like saying I'm more Irish than I'm more Swedish or whatever it is. You're going to not ever be like exactly, but it still means that we have everything that they have, which means that that's where we stem from.
That's not true at all. We have very different genetics. For instance, right, a red fox and a gray fox share a no. They're different by, I believe it is 0.2% DNA, right? That is the same between Europeans and Africans. The red fox and the gray fox are categorized as subspecies of foxes. Humans are not. This is an inaccuracy, obviously, because whenever we're talking about genetics, if we're talking about animals, we will happily put them in subcategories. We do
But who
not
made
do
up
this
those
with
categories?
humans.
Men.
Humans did.
Yes,
But
exactly.
It's the
So you don't
scientific,
understand.
but it's the scientific method.
Well, so
right?
you don't believe in the Bible then, apparently, because we're not going to agree at all on this.
I don't care. I don't care. If we want to talk about race and genetics,
So
yeah,
we're thinking a
I'm
classification in a
going-
man's very limited
going to-
scope of the world, and it's flawed versus like what the Bible says. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to trust men whose science changes every other year because some new discovery debunks the last.
Oh no!
And we,
Oh no!
I'm
my
not.
science
I'm
has
not going off
changed.
of how
My
one
science
man's
has
decided.
not changed.
Well,
My science is the science of the old. My
Yeah,
science
because
is
you're
the science
using a
of the old.
classification
If
system that's flawed.
if me and Chaotic Truth were buried in a grave tomorrow, right next to each other, in 300 years, they'd be able to tell I was a European man and him,
Yeah,
an African man.
that's how they
Because our
find
bone
criminals.
because our bone structures are literally different because we genetically evolved.
So
in
then me and
different
you are the
climates.
same, Bumpkin. I'm a white woman and you're a white man. So
The
other
only-
than
the
our
only-
genitals, we're the same. Absolutely not.
The only difference between me or you is I have denser bones.
No,
And
there's no.
obviously-
We're not even from
Okay.
the same countries. Where like our origins are not the same.
What's your
We have
origin?
completely different genetics. What are you
What's your
talking about?
origins? What's your origins?
Primarily Danish, and then our second one I think was French, and then
You're Germanic and
You're
Scandinavian.
Germanic.
Well, English is second, which is a
Yeah.
mixture of all people.
Yeah, it's not a mixture of all people. English are Anglo-Saxons, which are a Germanic tribe. French stem from a Germanic tribe. Nords, Germanic tribe.
Right, but the
Therefore-
people that I have in England originally came from like France, Spain, Germany, which they
No.
called Germandia, and they came from Scandinavia, which they all, yeah, I know all my ancestry way far back. I can see where they came from Eastern. It goes back hundreds of generations. It's
But
insane. I can find my
nonetheless-
ancestors in the BC.
Nonetheless, Blue Jay, if you are European minus maybe like, I don't know, Sicily, you stem from a Germanic
Yeah, I'm not
tribe.
Italian.
You stem
Yeah.
from a Germanic tribe, especially Northern Europe. So me and your genetics are very similar. We both stem from a Germanic tribe. I am all UK, right? Scottish, Irish, and Anglo. Okay, that is my genetics. Me and you are very genetically similar.
But you know where we came from too? We came from the Hebrews. So at some
No,
point
we
we
did not.
were not. Yes, we do.
No, we
It's
did
in
not.
the I got it all. I got my ancestry from the most
Maybe
reputable source in
yours
the
did.
world. No,
Maybe
the
yours
German.
did.
Everybody did. They came from a small
Germa-
group. All these European countries didn't.
Germania,
They weren't
Europe
even
did not-
populated at some
Europe
time.
did not
in-
stem from the Hebrews. There is no scientific fact to back that up.
Well, not even we all share the same DNA as we spread out and out, but then the people on the fringes have stuff that nobody else has.
We don't share. We all share the same DNA because Europe was conquered by the Germans, by Germania, and then we split off and created our own societies.
Okay. Well, either way, I was just trying to clarify how Orthodox views, like, is he going by what we call race right now, like as far as our census, because this is a snapshot in time. And my point was that races do kind of morph and change as people migrate here and there and every which way. And so races that is a snapshot in time is not going to be the same as it is 1,000 years from now.
Those migrations are mostly irrelevant. You have the native population that is the vast majority, and then you have like maybe 1/10 of that population at most. Like the only reason immigration is such a big deal in the modern world is you have the technology. I.e., that's why I made the thing. The only reason that you or I could breed with black people is because of boats. When you mentioned when you asked when I was making the joke about like women breeding with monkeys because of the Soviet Union.
Well, the first people that bred with Africans were obviously going to be in like the Middle East, and then they kept going to up through Europe. So they were already procreating with people in Europe.
No. The out of Africa theory has been disproven
Several
Do
times.
you know how far apart it is from Morocco to Spain? How many miles?
Yes, it's about
8. You can
Okay,
get from Africa to Europe in an 8-mile. People could probably swim that.
Blue
God,
Jay.
I mean,
Have
it's
you
not
ever? Have
that.
you?
It's not
Okay,
that
first
unfathomable
off,
to think black and white before
first
in
off,
conjunction.
no one could swim that because that
Well,
piece
they
of
could
water,
find a boat, a
that piece of
plank.
water is 13 miles deep.
You could have a log and make it across that.
No, you can't. It's very turbulent because of the flow rate from them entering the.
Well, you have the whole
Atlantic
Mediterranean
Ocean.
Sea, regardless.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. What we're trying to tell you is the people in North Africa, they were white. They were Arabs.
Yeah, they were exactly. They were kind of a medium. Because of where they were from the equator.
They were not black.
I know that.
Okay.
Do you think I'm like in elementary school? I know. I'm not stupid.
That's what I told you every time.
I know a lot about this.
The only reason.
If you look where they are from the equator, you can see that their skin color is perfectly aligned. So
And
are they
you're
a
not-
race,
you're
or are
not-
they?
You're not hearing.
Because a race would indicate they were always that way and they never changed.
I
But
said
science shows that people have changed over time.
What's up, OTW?
Changed how?
Their physical traits.
Their physical traits have not changed though.
Yes,
So the grand scheme, the grand scheme of the human race, what
you
we
can
have
see a perfect example with people that are mulattoes. They're going to produce different children. They can have an Asian
That's
husband, and then now you got a
that's
whole new
because of the
person.
mixing
And
of genetics.
That's because of the
but that's
mixed
what I'm saying.
genetics.
It's a snapshot because 1,000 years ago, we didn't probably even like have our races as, like in the exact lineup that we do now. We're probably more variant.
1,000 years ago, they did.
Asians could have been a lot darker back then,
1,000
or
1,000
maybe
years ago,
5,000
we
years,
dominated
whatever.
The globe. 1,000 years ago, we
That's-
were dominating.
That's
the
what
globe.
I was trying to tell you is.
And FBAs actually are half Native American, and from their origin, the very first people that were enslaved together were Native American women, and African men, and so they're already starting out as like kind of a new, not a new race, but like their own like group of people that are distinct from anyone previously ever lived. Because the Native Americans and Africans, for the most part, they were in close, like large numbers in a close connection where, okay, these are the men and these are the women. Of course, they're going to, join together and procreate. So that's already different. So that's already a race. That's what I'm saying. Race is silly.
Race is not silly. Race is a construction of culture. It goes race, culture, society. Okay. The problem with countries like America and the countries like Rome before was we always had people that had the opinion that race didn't matter, that you could throw a conglomerate of people together and expect it to work. There are genetic underlining factors of why that is not feasible. And I say this even as someone that's trying to make America work. Call it a blunder, call it whatever, right? But the bottom line to it is wherever you see throughout history, you see the same things. If you have a quote unquote melting pot or a quote unquote mixtures of a bunch of different cultures and races and people, you see hedonism. You see.
Okay, I can get that part. I can agree with you on that because, just like physical traits change, maybe certain neurological responses change. Maybe some people are more impulsive. Maybe some people are more more of a quiet. Some people are more loud. Some people are more whatever their patterns of behavior may be. It could be maybe end up being like a genetic response. Who knows? I'm not denying that part.
Can I ask a question?
I just see, but I just am saying today we call race these 5 groups that didn't exist all throughout history, so they're not permanent.
I get what you're trying to ask. I get it, and yes, you're right. Things change. People evolve over time, but the races more or less stay the same. You have your ancestors' genes, by and large. Here's the thing. Here's why I hate arguing with.
Well, I get that. Yeah, I agree with that.
This isn't an insult towards you. This is why I hate arguing with stupid people about genetics, because they go, "Oh well, we share da 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 da. Everybody has DNA." It's like, yeah, okay. Guess what? We're made up of the same fucking material that a rock's made out of. We share 98% of the DNA with a banana. It's that very 0.00000001% of DNA that is the reason that we're able to fucking light fires. And monkeys aren't. You
Well,
know?
there's only so many molecules that God had to work with. I mean, maybe those are just what creates life.
Well, no. See, here people don't understand just how small the differences in DNA is that gives you the
I
DNA
do.
that
But life needs
most people want.
oxygen, sunlight, and water. So those three things, if they correlate with life and growing and living things, then maybe that's what those organisms and
I'm
species
I'm gonna
need
go get
to
me some.
survive and have life. And then the other 1% is the huge differences.
Let's hear
Okay.
Jim's question because I'm about to go get some tea.
Can I just ask a silly question, if I can or may, of Blue Jay 999? There's a pre-European culture, very advanced culture called China. Now,
Yeah, it's in the Bible. Yeah,
do you
or
agree with
Asia.
me? Asia, correct.
Well, I believe that I don't believe that they were existed prior to people in Africa, like Northeast Africa.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing who's first, who's second. You know the Abbott and Costello.
Oh yeah, they went to
first.
Asia. Yeah,
Listen,
people migrated into Asia
I'm
before
talking about
Europe.
And China.
Right.
And they had a thing called gunpowder. And you know how you've got
I
in
know China
Australia.
gunpowder. Yeah, and they figure out what to do with it.
So we all concur, we both agree that both the Chinese invented or had gunpowder.
Right, but they didn't use it for the purpose how we did.
Well, but they use it on their festivals, and even you got Chinatowns in America, I presume, in your major cities like I have here in Sydney, Australia. And they use, in the Happy New Year, Chinese New Year, they've, all those flares, etc., etc. Now, the question I'm posing to you, it took a European called Marco Polo to go to China and see those fun fair and that gunpowder, which he didn't steal, he took it back to Europe. And guess what the Europeans did? They made guns and bullets. So this vast, superior intellectually, culturally, politically, whatever you want to call it, Asian culture, civilization, and it took a white man, European, to put two and two. It's called innovation. It's called intelligence. It's called IQ, to utilize that ingredient called the gunpowder. I'm not going to go into the chemical composition of gunpowder, and to create cannons and guns and to conquer the world.
Okay. Maybe
now the second thing I'm going to
just
let me finish. Let me finish. The second thing is this great civilization called China. Well, it's Asia. I shouldn't call it China, but and Chinese. It's inward looking because it had a great wall of China is to keep Mongolians out. Imagine that vast, bloody civilization. And they got chopsticks. They couldn't fucking invent a fork and a knife and a spoon. I call that fucking primitive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
They're very advanced, I concede. And can you understand what I'm trying to say? It took a European.
I understand what you're trying to say.
To put two and two together. Now you can apply that to South America. To Southeast Asia today, I'm talking now 2025.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Or Africa.
So, okay, you said you live in Australia?
They can't organize
a
fuck
I'm not
in
gonna have
a
a
brothel.
conversation with an animal pretend to be superior. Stop. You're like acting like a freaking caged animal.
Of course I do apologize. But
okay, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
please.
so you live in Australia. I take it you are a Caucasian man. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not the question. That's not the end of the question.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, from what we hear, at least here in America, is
Right.
that all of the worst of the worst evil prisoners were sent to Australia, and you're their descendant. So are you evil too?
Oh,
Are you an evil criminal? Because that's where your
well,
ancestors were.
you're assuming that my
Well, yeah,
ancestors were
because you're saying
prisoners.
genetics dictate everything.
Of course they do.
So why
Genetics.
are
But
so I
you're
assume that
assuming.
you're an
But
evil
see,
man.
but you're assuming. See, if you're an American, I can assume you're a black American, which obviously you're not.
What?
So you're assuming that my ancestors were convicts.
Right,
doesn't make
because
any
you're
fucking
also assuming
what
that all
about
Chinese
free
people
settlers?
never thought of
What
a
about
port.
free settlers after 1823?
You were
Australia
He
was
was
not a.
very
You're a
well
prisoner.
equipped with chopsticks. I was raised a lot by Asians when I was a kid. We moved a lot, so I would live with my friends' immigrant family during the weekend. So
Right.
I'm very like I was around Asian culture a lot. Have you ever gotten to be like pretty good with chopsticks? Because you can pretty much do everything with them.
You know, circumstances dictate when I'm in a Chinese restaurant or Japanese. Yes, of course. I mean, I can,
About
you know,
this,
I can
I'm
utilize
sorry,
chopsticks.
Blue Jay, and we're gonna keep this. Everyone's gonna keep this civil, okay? It's not gonna be a jump on Blue Jay, right? Because she has a different
Sorry.
opinion, okay?
Yeah, I do apologize, Blue Jay,
It's
but
okay.
the point I was sarcastically trying to make is we cannot, whether we love it or hate it or whatever, or this white man's guilt, which I object to, especially women today. This
Well, I
so-called
don't have
friendly women.
guilt. I don't, but I
No,
also am not
I'm
gonna
not. See, I'm
overcorrect.
not talking about you,
Oh,
Crocodile.
Blue
I
Jay.
thought you
I'm
were talking.
generalizing.
There it
I'm
is.
generalizing.
Okay, I'm gonna actually pause. There's more people on. Or I'm in mute here. Let me just say one thing because I don't want to take up the time. There's more people here.
No, go
But
ahead.
what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying is, I was trying to kind of conceptualize your argument because according to your logic, you or at least people that are very close to you or intermingled with your family would be criminal-minded, evil people genetically. And I was
No,
just trying to see if you were going to be consistent.
no.
Of
You
course.
don't know your history. See, Australia. You want me to briefly say Australia was founded by the British, and yes, absolutely correct. The first settlers or were the prisoners, the worst of the worst. Usually the Irish. They stole a penny in London. They were deported down under to Australia. That's 1788 when Australia was discovered by James Cook. But
Okay.
but
And of course,
those people,
let me
and then
make it
you
clear,
go
I don't believe that argument. So I'm not insinuating that I think all your people are evil because I was trying to point out the hypocrisy of it. But I don't want you to think that I believe that. I don't believe that people are, are inherently evil or not,
Of
or
course they're not.
stupid or
I agree.
not, or,
Yeah.
okay. All right, cool.
But no, but there's a range of people, of cultures. For example, I'll give you an example. Australian Aborigines IQ, it's not being disparaging or demeaning, is one of the lowest in the world. All right? It's about 65. But you put me in the middle of a Simpson desert as a white man, I would die within 3 days. They can survive as nomads. They know where the water holes are in the middle of a bloody desert. And they know how to gather and hunt. This is a different culture, so they're adaptable. Their IQ or ability to survive in very extreme circumstances are not compatible with a white European culture.
You know what's
That
remarkable?
doesn't mean that I'm better than his or
Listen to
he's
fucking
better than me. It depends on the environment and circumstances. If you put
Crocodile
me in
Dundee.
North Pole or South Pole, where
Uh,
it's the Eskimos, I obviously same environment. I'll probably starve or die or be eaten by a bear in 3 seconds.
Australian Be Brave has a lot of false narratives. This is just fucking Crocodile Dundee in white supremacy. Go fuck yourself.
Well, that's not an argument. That's being
Okay.
ad
Yeah, that wasn't
hominem.
an argument. Also,
Okay.
Jim Jim is not Australian Be Brave. I've known Jim for many years. He love Be Brave to death, but he would watch Be Brave underneath the water.
Right.
The bridge.
But I listened to your argument about the gunpowder and the intellectual supremacy of the European who was able to fashion gunpowder into weaponry in order to genocide and take over the world. Well, all that proves is just a more belligerent culture who doesn't mind, killing and enslaving and murdering people. You're just describing that, you know, you are technologically advanced when it comes to
But that's what human beings are. That's what we're about. All the empires rise and fall. They are born and they die in various forms.
I'm sorry. Do you
I'm
think
talking about Chinese
I'm
empire.
sorry.
I'm talking about.
If you
Hold
live by,
on.
you
Hold
die
on. No, Chuck, wait.
Yeah, but that's the history of our life. It's hierarchical, and it's
Wasn't
not.
there
It's not.
inaccuracies?
No. Let him die on that hill. Hold on, guys. Let him die on that
Okay.
hill.
Okay.
Okay, Chuckway. Okay, buddy. Do you think China never committed a genocide or a slaughter on masses of people? What about Africa? You think Africa's never
It's
committed
happening
a
now.
genocide?
Dude, hey, Bumpkin, it's happening now as we
It's
speak.
happening now.
Genocide on
You know
Uyghur.
what's-
2 million Uyghurs. And America and Australia are all fucking shutting up about it.
You know what's crazy? People like Chuckway would be like, you guys raped and pillaged the entire world 200, 300, 400, 500, up to 1,000 years ago. But we're going to ignore what's happening right now. We're going to ignore. It's literally crazy, dude. You're wild.
But wasn't
Hey,
like
these things
the
are happening
first-
right now. All right. So
Wasn't
die on
the
that hill,
first
Chuckway.
wasn't the first use of gunpowder in like a cannon or a weapon device was a large bamboo stick in like Asia? Like what didn't they learn how to put the gunpowder in the barrel? And then you're talking about the chopstick.
Exactly, you're right. You're right, David. You're right. You're absolutely right. They utilized the gunpowder which they invented. That was part of the culture for
Like a boom stick,
celebrations.
and then-
Celebrations, but that never put two and two. My point is, they never put two and two
Oh.
together. If they made it
Oh.
into a gun or a cannon, they
A
could have.
projectile.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
But
Didn't
then
express
you're
myself.
talking about the chopsticks.
Well, that's my. It's being
With you being
sarcastic.
okay,
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
being.
See,
You think
hey
about
man,
it. I mean,
I'm from
I'm being-
Kentucky. You gotta warm me up a little bit, you know. I got a little slow, and I'm blonde, so that's not helping. But yeah, okay.
All right, you're
But
from
you're a blonde-
Appalachian Mountains, are you?
Yeah,
I
but
love
you're a blonde male. You don't get a pass on the blonde card, okay?
Oh, I've been using it. You're the first one that's called me out. I'll have to watch how I do it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
blonde males
No,
are not known for being dumb, okay? Come on now.
What are we known
Boy.
for? Talk to me.
But
What do
by
you-
having said that, see how people
I'm joking.
interpret that
joking.
as being supremacy, white supremacy. I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah.
stating a historical fact. I'm not saying I'm better or worse than anybody else or any culture or any nation or ethnicity or whatever you want to call it. But see how our 21st century modern, so-called modern mind thinks, oh, he's white, he's from Australia, he's European supremacist. No, I'm not saying that. But people read into it. They make assumptions.
No,
In
stop
other words,
stop
yes,
projecting.
I'll shut up.
No. Here's the thing. You have these narratives, and you believe that in your narrative you are the superior person.
No,
You have,
I didn't say that. Did I ever say?
let me.
I'm stating a historical fact.
Yes, you did, because the way you explained it is that they are smarter
Well,
to think
see?
of that, and it's an
Of course they're
intelligent thing.
smarter.
No, you
Of
literally
course
said
they're
that.
smarter. Yeah.
See, okay, that's all
Being
he's asking you to admit.
Being smarter is not being a fascist supremacist.
But okay,
If I'm smarter than you,
what-
if I have an IQ of higher
here
than
we
you,
go,
or
here we
you
go.
have a higher IQ of me,
Here we go.
doesn't make you supremacist or anything. It's a
See,
fact.
Okay, you think that all white people have higher IQs than all black people. You have these very.
Well, no, yeah.
Listen. Just let me.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
For 1 second.
I'll shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Right.
Go
So,
ahead.
okay, this is called standpoint epistemology. Your viewpoint of the world depends on where you are. If you're male, you're female. If you're black, you're white. If you're rich or poor. But these views, these white supremacy views, you hear mainly from you do hear rich people say this, but this is online is mostly poor people. This leads me to believe that you're struggling financially, and you need
Yes, I am. I'm actually strapped for cash. I
not
really
strapped
am.
for cash, but in your hierarchy, you must not be somewhere up at the top. You're like, be brave. Do you live like in a shed? Do you have a shotgun?
No, it's a white trailer park in Sydney.
Right. Okay.
Oh God. Oh God.
This
We
is
really
like
gonna-
poor white
Yeah.
trash talk. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
do it to him, Jim. Do it to him, Jim. Do it to him.
I am. I live in trailer park.
Well, that's absolutely not true either, because a lot of people in trailer parks are very open-minded.
You gotta
and
bring
very
him
liberal,
back.
and a
You
lot
gotta
of
bring him back.
But
He
then
left.
a lot of people that are
Motherfucker.
there's rich and like poor people on both in all viewpoints, so that's not really a good example, to be honest.
Blue Jay, why'd you come up here to derail perfectly healthy white supremacy?
I don't know. I've been like
Sorry,
just being like
Yeah, that's
factual
my
about
trailer
stuff. To be
park.
honest, they don't
Oh,
like
look at
like
that stuff.
that I
They don't
know
like us, Blue
something.
Jay. They don't like us anymore over in the black spaces.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
This is my trailer park.
I don't
all
think
right?
they
Yeah,
ever
me.
did, really. Some of them did,
Okay,
but I don't
well-
think. I think the vast majority of them were blowing smoke up our ass.
1 second. Ukwe,
Well,
you're welcome to come back,
some
bud. I
people
don't
like
know why
me.
you were bounced out. I have no idea. If
I
you
don't like
bounced
everybody either, so I can't judge them for not liking me.
No, I don't like all of them either. You're right. I can't judge them,
Yeah.
but I can judge them for the reason why they don't like me.
Damn, Snowman's up here too. Let's go.
The black spaces are the only places I've been on YouTube since I started getting on
Same
YouTube.
here.
Because
I've never
CT
been
show
anywhere
was
but-
the first one I ever got it, and then I don't go like looking for live.
Blue
shows.
Jay, you
Like,
know who my
oh,
first
Richie
show
got
was?
a show now. I'll go to T. So it's not
Blue
like
Jay, you know who my first show was? Maurice Delk.
yeah.
That's the first guy I ever
okay.
hopped on a panel with.
I don't know who that is.
And then I went from him to
But my point
BMT,
is,
and then from BMT to the rest of the fucking Black Manosphere. And I ain't
I
been
don't
able to
like
get all this
think of
fucking
it as a
algorithm
black
since.
spaces. I just like have made some friends there. Some people we have like beefed with. And it's like just like any other friend group, kind of, or like a group that you're. We see these people like or talk to them like a lot in terms of like actual time.
So
you
have
kind
I.
of get to know people a little bit and like so
We've
yeah. I
gotten
don't
to
think of
know
it
the
as like
culture a
this is
lot
a
better.
white channel and this is a black channel. Like
I think I've gotten to know the culture a lot better talking to them.
Jim, those were really good.
Be
Those
honest
were really
with
good trailer trash awards on your
just
wall.
reminded
There,
me of
buddy.
people how I grew up. It's like
Same
a
here.
mixed bag. People clown each other. That's like normal. I don't know. I grew up a lot of different.
You
like,
probably
groups,
grew up
so.
a little different. You grew up in the city.
Yeah,
Blue Jay?
probably. I grew up in like it's like the west side of our city. That's like was always like the most crime, low.
Yeah,
income,
see, I grew up in a
the poor,
grew-
the hood.
I grew up in a little, really small farm lake town.
Okay.
I went to school. My graduating class probably only had like maybe I think 80 or 90 kids in our class.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was like 500. I think it's like almost 2,000 people. So now they're same school that it's like over 3,000 people, like kids in that school, and it's like 80%. That city's like 80% Hispanic, but there's like other groups too. When I was a kid, it was more like I'd say 60% Hispanic,
I
rather.
see.
And then, but it's probably I think it was like 20.
No, I'm about to tell you
5%
how
white.
white I really was. I really am, Blue Jay. Okay. The town that I grew up in literally only had 3 black people in it. 3, and they were adopted into a family.
Well,
the
that's a
entire
small
town was white.
Oh, okay.
The entire
Gotcha.
town was white. And
How
the
many people
entire town,
altogether
I'd say
in the town?
98% of the town was all white Germans.
What is it now?
Probably about 95% all white Germans.
How many
I
people
mean, the
in
numbers
the town
haven't fluctuated enough,
altogether
but in
when there
a
was only 3 black people?
like I said, the numbers haven't fluctuated a bunch, but in a town where, I think the town population is only like maybe 10,000 at best.
That's still like a small number of like. And you said how many? Only 2% minorities total.
Yeah, if that.
Okay.
I mean, really, if you want to be, there was what I could name the black kids. There was Toby, there was Trevor, there was
Oh my gosh,
Anya,
that's
there
so
was
good.
Also, Snowman.
Yeah, that's very different than how I grew up.
also
Maybe
had-
that's how I need to remember sometimes because I just didn't. When you grow up, you think everybody grows up like you do.
Yeah,
Snowman, can I ask, do they still sing Deutschland, Deutschland, Überall?
I never took part in their fucking their communist
Yeah.
hippie fucking celebrations except for
All right,
Oktoberfest.
Deutschland. Sorry.
But look, dude, that what I'm trying to get you to understand is I was a fucking Irish kid that grew up being
Right.
fucking Southern Baptist, basically fucking Pentecostal, if you want to be honest about it. So I wasn't allowed partaking in all the Catholic shit. I went to a public Catholic school. On Tuesday, I wasn't allowed going to fucking religion class. On Wednesday, I wasn't allowed going to fucking confession. On Thursday, I wasn't allowed going to mass. And I got fucking scrutinized for that my whole fucking life. Imagine being Me, my sister, and 2 other people were four kids in the entire school that weren't Catholic. Everyone else was Catholic. And they were all German. And I was Irish.
No, I kind of get that because I didn't grow up in Mormon. Like, I didn't go to church and stuff, and like a lot of people did. I mean,
Well,
no,
I went to church. I
not
just went
the-
to Baptist church on Sunday when they were going to Catholic church on Saturday.
Yeah, like my friends were mostly like minorities, so they weren't really Mormon except for the Polynesians. But like when I was a cheerleader and stuff, so like all the people that I associate a lot with, because outside of school were like way Mormon, and you just don't fit in if you're not Mormon. So I kind of get what you're saying.
But I'll be honest with you, man. I as much as I hated it as a kid growing up, because like I said, I was legit fucking. You want to talk about some real fucking white supremacy? Try being a white person that doesn't come from money, that isn't from the fucking country all these people's fucking ancestors are from. And when you move in, your mom's divorced and she's on welfare, and you're poor.
Oh, you were the.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
So why
I
did
was
your
the
mom
town
move
Negro,
there?
dude, straight up.
Yeah.
Why
oh,
did she
God, the
decide to
Irish
move
moving
there?
next door.
Dude, the black people had more clout in that town than I did.
Did she know someone there? Why did she go there of all places?
She moved to the town we moved to just to get away from where she was, the shit she was in. I don't know. I was 7 years old. I don't know all the particulars of it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just know that she
Interesting.
moved.
I didn't even know there was like high German like Nazi-ish towns. I had no idea.
I'm not saying
They weren't Nazis.
they weren't Nazis. It's
I
just
thought, you were
that's a
joking about
figure
the
of speech.
celebrations. They really didn't do that.
No. The
Okay.
closest thing to German speech you had in there was Oktoberfest ever. We had Oktoberfest. It was the first weekend of October, whether the first day of October fell or the weekend fell with like maybe one day on the weekend. So it could be from the end of September to the first day of October, but it was always the first weekend of October.
But an Oktoberfest sounds really cool.
I've been to several.
Dude, 3
of them.
days
I've had
of nothing but getting
Oktoberfest
drunk and
party
eating
at my house.
sausage.
Dude.
Yeah, and I just have people
be
bring,
eating
like
that
Sausages,
beer,
cabbage rolls,
dress up
fucking
like a German
deep fried
girl with
donut,
the
dude.
braids and the-
Doing fucking dude, they do beer tray races where you're sitting there and you got to chug a beer and then you got to run down fucking a block, turn around, come back while you're holding a tray of fucking beers without spilling them, and you got to keep taking turns. Dude, there's all kinds of fun shit going on.
Yeah, they have them here at like one of our ski resorts every year. They have an Oktoberfest, and people go and just get a wristband and like go to each tent, and like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
How long do you think it'd be until it got shut down if we ran a European fest?
They already do that every year. It's called
Yeah,
fucking,
they're
it's
everywhere.
called Renfest.
See,
What
these
the hell's
guys,
Renfest?
these guys
Renaissance
are getting like
Festival.
very brainwashed into thinking
Oh,
that everybody
Renaissance
hates
festivals.
white people.
Nah.
That's dude. That is basically a European fest in a nutshell, right there. Because that is nothing but European culture. You got fucking knights and fucking jousting and all that shit going on. Plus, everybody's fucking walking around dressed in period character. That's the dude. You got fucking people dressing that are dressed up like fucking pirates, like fucking noblemen, fucking knights, fucking dude. Have you ever experienced? Have you ever been to Renfest?
I haven't. It's more of a fantasy thing.
But it's still European festival, really. If you want to get down to it, everything about it is European culture.
Well, I've seen like Swedish days, or like, there's been like a Dutch festival. I've seen like different things like that. Nobody is mad about it. Just don't go if they don't want to go.
Renfest is fun though. I like it. I liked it anyhow. Can't believe you just said it's cosplay. You're a dick, Ortho.
It is kind of cosplay.
Your whole life is cosplay.
It is kind of cosplay, bro. I'm sorry.
Your whole fucking existence is cosplay.
No, it's not. You're coping.
Yeah, it is.
Your
mom was cosplaying your dad when she had you.
At least I had a dad.
That's a low blow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I almost called you a Negro too. Did you hear it all? Did you hear me stop myself? It almost slid right out.
No, we have to be unified with it. Unified, okay?
Did your dad think the same way as you, Bumpkin?
Huh?
About like the white nationalism stuff?
Do we have to get into that right now?
I'm not a white
You
nationalist.
just brought up your dad. See, like my dad voted for Kamala Harris, so I mean, I
voted for Obama too. Biggest
so
mistake
I guess
ever
maybe
made.
that's part of it. That's why I asked.
Okay, yeah. I'll get it. You want me to get into it? Sure.
I'm not a white nationalist. Bumpkin, are you still a white nationalist?
In a sense, yeah. Not really, though.
Dude, there is fucking institutional racism, then you fucking fag.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
here's the thing, right? You can never not have me not advocate for white people. It's just not going to be possible for me.
Well, there's a difference between being a white nationalist and advocating for your people.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, because I think white nationalists just don't give a fuck. They could care less. They'd be happy genociding anyone that doesn't look like them.
I don't think
that's
so.
a big assumption.
It is a big assumption, but that's just what I assume.
Well, that's figment of your imagination.
Well, okay, but I can be proud of my people, and not hate other people too. Just hate the people that are stupid.
Why do you have to associate love of your people with the hate of other people? I just can't get it.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Jim.
In America,
I'm rocking with you, but it's very difficult to toe that line when there's an absolute idiot that does something in the name of a movement.
Facts.
every fucking seems like
2 years.
2 years. You know what I mean? Like, listen, me and you can,
I mean, Jesus, the Michigan guys got labeled fucking white supremacists.
I know it's like, it's legitimately like every time we make a little bit of groundwork. This is why I think they're controlled ops, to be honest with you.
Dude,
but every time I make a little bit of leeway where I'm like, yeah, man, it's literally just about advocating for your people, advocating for a certain culture, and that's it, right?
Why do you think militias get labeled paramilitary and white nationalist groups?
Right. But every time, you make a little bit of leeway with that. Oh wow, look, there is a dude that did a mass shooting and he had a swastika armband on. Okay, here.
Yeah, but what's fucked up about that, Bumpkin, is just as well as I do. Anytime something like that happens, you don't see none of us honkies out there, rioting in the streets and rallying, saying, "Oh, it ain't fair, no justice, no peace," because you fucking arrested a school shooter or a mass shooter. No, we're sitting there saying, "Fucking fry the motherfucker."
Right
along with everyone else. So I don't even get where their argument with that comes from. What else do they want us to do? What are we supposed to do? We already fucking acknowledge that he's a piece of shit. We already disavow the motherfucker. Almost every white person in America, hands down, disavows that shit.
No, man, you know what it is. They don't want us to exist. I don't know how many.
Right, I get that, dude. It's not because it's not about anymore. It's not about having it's about revenge. That's the bottom line.
Yes,
revenge for something that you never lived through, that you never experienced, and that you've only had people tell you stories about and read about in a book.
Right.
Well, no, a lot of people don't even realize like a lot of white people are killed by unarmed men are killed by the police, mostly men, obviously. But it's because, like you were saying, a lot of times, like white culture would maybe be to not like protest about it because usually people are like, for one, the police are just doing their job and like they had a reasonable expectation, but also there's going to be
we go back to degeneracy.
Some mistakes in like a big system where there's a billion police interactions a year and maybe 40 white dudes and I think it was like 14 black unarmed men got killed by the police last year. It's like, okay, it sucks, but you're not going to have like perfection. So it's kind of like chalk it up to that's a very likely thing to happen to anybody is like less than getting struck by lightning, but it unfortunately happened to you. That's sad. But you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't even know that these people are getting killed.
I guarantee
I'm not saying the solution is.
No, I guarantee you, I've been fucked with more by cops than most of these black people.
Well, I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is like a lot of the time white people aren't like putting it front and center. It's because of our like the way we view it, I guess, as a whole. But
yeah,
that's
it's shameful
why a
to
lot
get
of
in
people
trouble.
don't
It's
know
shameful
about
for
it.
white culture to get in trouble and us to get arrested and get put in jail. That's just shameful. And we still see it that way, But like I said, this bullshit.
Well, even the unarmed, I'm talking about, because sometimes those people may not have had a weapon or might have been a mistake.
Blue
but
Jay.
even those people we
Blue
don't
Jay,
go protest for because we see the statistical impossibility of perfection.
Blue Jay, I've been since I was probably 17, 18 years old, been in what you would call some kind of paramilitary or militia type group. Every time I would always wear my dad's fucking field jacket everywhere I go. Every time I got pulled out of a fucking or pulled over and got pulled out of a vehicle, the first thing they would do is fucking, you got any bombs? You got any fucking knives? You got any guns?
Right. I'm saying we get
but you know what the thing.
But
the thing is
the same. That we just don't make it a big deal when something happens to someone because we realize
Ma'am,
they
you gotta let me
probably
fin-
fucked up something.
you gotta let me finish the thought
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
respectfully.
Okay, I just felt like you were thinking I was saying something different. So I
No,
just,
no,
like-
no, no, no. I'm not.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
just explaining my stance on shit. Because
Okay,
look, I came on here, 5 years ago on YouTube to try and push for advocacy for those men that were up in Michigan that got arrested for the FBI trying to kidnap a governor. And when I came up here, I ended up in, like I said, in the black algorithm on a lot of black channels. So I've been, basically fighting this fight about white man bad, and he's the boogeyman for 5 years. And I've actually learned a lot over the last 5 years. Like I said, I've sat and I've listened to a lot of different discussions from a lot of different people. And the truth of the matter is most of these folks, they just don't fucking like us. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's perfectly fine for them not to like us. But they don't have to be fucking jackasses about it. They don't have to be hypocrites about it. And they don't have to fucking be violent about it.
Okay, so this sector that your algorithms bring you to, because I'm obviously there's more strong opinions, I think, but
That's
do
where
you
you're
think
wrong,
that's also
but go with
because of the
genetics.
sector of like people are going to go where people agree with them. So if you're going to these same channels, and there's people that are maybe more like against white supremacy or just white people in general, then maybe that's because of like
You got to
where you're getting led to. Does that make sense?
Blue Jay, nobody has accurately or nobody's been able to successfully show me where white supremacy exists in 2025 or 2024 or 2023.
No,
or
I know that wasn't my
2022.
point, though. I know. I'm saying maybe that
Bravo,
you're finding a lot
exactly.
of those same types of people because
Well, look,
you're
the thing
getting
is you
led
got
in the same
Blue Jay.
algorithm.
You can't stay in the same algorithm. If you want things to change and you want people to hear something different and hear it from your mouth, what you're trying to tell, then you got to go and you got to go in places where you're not welcome.
No, I know. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying, just because that's what you're seeing, the majority of those people with bad opinion doesn't mean that that represents like the
I'm not saying it
masses,
does.
because your algorithm might be like pigeonholing you to a certain
No,
mindset.
I know it doesn't represent the majority of them. I understand that this is a small
What's up,
a
Gary?
small minority of a minority, but that's the small minority is the ones that actually have the loudest and strongest voices. They're the ones that are actually going and basically snatching up any kind of political power or authority that they can get as well. And they're
Have you
also buying and controlling the media and what propaganda it's putting out. I mean, why do you think that we have in
do you think that
2025
like
we
your
have
parents or other white people that aren't in the same space as you even know about most of these stories?
say what?
Do you think that your parents or other close like associates or relatives of yours that are white that are not in the same YouTube spaces as you even have heard of these stories before?
Maybe the ones that have hit like national news that you would watch on TV or that might run across their Facebook algorithm. But
Right.
if they do know anything, that all they know is bare minimum. I doubt if they're like well versed in debating this shit. Like
Exactly. That's kind of my point. Like you're getting a concentrated amount of like the same, strong opinions based on where you spend time in what, sector of YouTube and what conversations you follow.
Well, the best way to find out about the people that seemingly have a problem with you is to tailor your algorithm to them. That way you can see why, right? Hear from the horse's mouth. Not to mention,
I guess as long as you have the discipline to keep it in perspective that it is a small group and that they're not, there's always been people on both sides of the fence with those types of strong vitriolic
right, I get that.
opinions. As long as you're disciplined, a lot of people are not.
And I get that too. Most people can't sit and look at something objectively and see it from the outside. They got to put their own personal feelings into it. Hence why we have a lot of the problems that we have. But I don't see anything wrong with, even if I am got a concentrated, area that, all my information is coming from. I see nothing wrong with pointing out the flaws that are going on there that are actually really serious issues that need to be addressed that people want to skirt under the rug or sit and say it's none of your business.
Right. Yeah, that's
You
fair.
know,
I mean,
because it'd be a different story if this shit was just staying in the hood, but now it's actually spreading to the suburbs.
Can I ask a
yeah,
question?
let me just say one comment and I'm in a meeting. But I guess maybe when, and it might be my own bias, like the way I'm perceiving your words, I think when you said the bottom line is they just don't like us, it was like a broad enough statement. It almost made it seem like you were getting convinced based on what you're seeing day in, day out, based on your choice of where to listen. You're kind of contemplating that with they, and it sounded like you meant like black people don't like white people.
Well,
That's
look,
what
Blue Jay, if you want me to be honest, I will be honest with you and say that because of the discussions I've had, and I've had them with thousands of people now, not just handful, not just hundreds, literally thousands of people now in the last 5-6 years, thousands, different people. And the general consensus is I have to automatically assume that the person that I'm talking to when I first meet them has a bad opinion of me.
See, that's unfair though, because thousands out of 40 million is like not very logical. See?
Well, I look,
and the thousands,
but when you're one person and you talk to
God damn
thousands,
it, Blue Jay, hold on a minute. God damn it, Blue Jay, if I give you
I'm gonna mute.
If
I
I
don't need a lecture. I'll just mute.
If I give you a bucket of Skittles and I say one of them's fucking poisonous, you gonna reach your goddamn hand in there and eat one? I ain't trying to lecture or be mean, but goddamn.
Hey, I had to come back and unmute. No, but that's my point. Is if you go for the expired bag of Skittles, and that's the only one.
I'm not going for the
those are the only
bag of
choices
Skittles.
you have
What
to
I'm
eat
saying
when
is that
there's
I've
a whole
actually
new fresh batch, thousands of them.
Blue
But
Jay.
you're only looking at that package. You're
Blue
going to
Jay.
get the bad one.
Blue Jay, what I'm saying is me being one person, I think thousands of people is a pretty good test demographic to get an idea or a representation of how everybody's going to initially perceive you as a whole.
Let me just give one example. So you're
Or
like a
assume.
hunter, right? You like deer hunting, and all you follow is deer hunting. So when you talk to 1,000 people, yes, they're Americans, yes, they're different races, yes, they're different areas of the country, but they all like deer hunting. That's my point. People that congregate, they all have the same opinion. So it doesn't matter how many there are. If they all congregate,
No, time out,
because they share this
Blue Jay.
opinion, that's all you're going to get.
I value your opinion and I value your word. But this is something that you need to understand when you talk to me specifically. The thing that you're doing right now, I've heard and I've dealt with my entire racist career. And this whole fucking not all are bad. No shit, not all are bad.
I didn't say it that simplistically.
Wait. No shit, not all are bad. But you know what? What happened? Like, we're literally dealing with the fucking Kamala Anthony. Like, this shit right here. Look, go on Twitter. Scroll down.
I see all the hateful comments on both sides. I'm not
and
denying that, and I'm not saying,
and
still
it
good
is
people.
a large.
My point is, can I separate it from
minority.
race? That's why I use the hunting example. When you're getting a small sample, but the reason those people are even associating with each other is because they share the same viewpoints. So it doesn't matter if there's 1 million or 1,000 or 2. If the only reason they're attracted to that particular channel or those topics is because they're interested and agree, that's who you're going to meet.
They're literally people murdering us for the color of our fucking skin, and when we call it out, they're saying, "Oh, you just want to be a victim," and then now we have to deal with white women like yourself obfuscating that fact, and it's getting really tiresome. Not just from you, but from everybody.
It really
it
is.
seems like
I'm talking about.
It seems like everybody's allowed to. No, hold on, because it seems like because it seems like every race is allowed to stand up for the race except for us.
Women comment. No, I'm taking it from race. What I'm saying is,
it's not about. It's not about hunting right now. It really is about race at this point.
Okay,
if it wasn't about race, that wouldn't be what's all over the fucking news.
If a fucking black man comes into your house and chokes you,
I'm not talking
I
about
hate
race.
you because of your race. Are you going to argue with him?
I'm not talking about just race. I'm talking about the principle of how you choose your sample. Because if your sample size is a group of people that like knitting, and you go there looking to see how many people in the country like knitting, and it's 100%, You can times that as many as you want.
me.
1,000 people like knitting in this knitting club.
Okay.
Okay,
ask a
doesn't
silly
mean
question?
100% of the
Can
people
I
in the
ask a
country like
silly
fucking
question?
knit.
Could I ask a silly question?
I guess
we-
I guess
since-
a large percentage of blacks just like to murder and rape white
Can I-
people.
On that point, since the topic is white supremacy, and America has very 340 million people, can I start with Blue Jay? Which suburb are you living in? Is it Hispanic, Harlem, black-dominated ghetto, or is it white suburb? Could you answer that for me honestly?
It's a mix. Like, I don't know the exact percentage off my head, but more Hispanic than
So you
any
live in
other
a-
race. But Asians, Polynesians, black people, not as many black people historically.
Well, I
but
want
more
percentages.
But
What,
Polynesians,
half?
actually, to be honest with me, are like,
Well,
like I mean, if
what-
they were race by skin color, Polynesians would get discriminated against too.
Is it working class? Is it trailer trash? Is it middle
It's
class?
an
upper
urban
middle
kind of
class?
city. It's an urban
That's what I'm
city,
getting
a
at.
liberal city.
What does that mean? I'm
An
talking
urban
about,
votes Democrat.
I'm talking about a race color. Is
Yeah,
it
he's
I told
asking
you,
what-
it's a
he's
mixed
majority
demographic.
white or other ethnics?
He wants
That's
to know
all
what-
I'm asking.
Probably 60% white and then 40% a mixture.
All
of
right, so it's
different-
majority white.
Oh,
Thank you.
60% is
Thank
like,
you. Thank you for your honesty.
What is
So
the point of
by,
your?
by association, why don't you preach and move into a liberal? When
I
say
lived in a
liberal,
place that I grew up in a city
sing
that's
kumbaya
25% white.
and hold hands
You're not
with,
listening.
with all other things and say we're all equal opportunity and all that. Put your money where your mouth is, in other words, to be blunt. I'm not trying to be obnoxious against you. Don't take it personally.
I don't
but,
even
you
know what you're suggesting for me to do.
Well, yes. Well, you're preaching that white people being white, it means supremacy. All
No,
right,
I didn't.
No, she wasn't. No,
I
she
did
wasn't.
not
No,
say
Jim,
that
she was
at
not. She was
all.
not preaching that at all.
No
I'm
way,
glad
bro.
I asked you to repeat because
She
I
was
couldn't
sitting there
understand
trying
your
to
accent.
question.
I was just
She was
gonna ignore
actually
you, pretend
questioning
to
my
listen.
She was actually questioning my ability to be subjective about the information I have coming in
all right. I beg
in
your
my
pardon.
algorithm. That's what she was doing.
All right.
Yeah, Blue Jay is not anti-white, and Blue Jay is not anti-white. She's, and this is no offense, Blue Jay and lady watchers.
I
She's
could see
doing
Blue Jay washing the feet of a black man just to make him happy.
I don't.
Yeah, I've dated
Blue Jay is
black
trying to
guys
be objective.
before. I've
She is
dated, but I've
doing-
dated Asian guys. I've dated Hispanic guys before.
It's not
Like,
about who you date.
I don't care about it maybe as much as you guys do. Maybe I don't think that people are a certain way because of their race. I think there's a lot of factors on why people are the way they
There are a lot of factors, but the thing is, most people discount race. Let me engage with the audience. for
Okay,
a
I'm
second.
gonna mute. I have to come back to my phone, so I'm just gonna stay muted.
Again, Blue Jay, I am sorry. It seems like we're dogpiling, but you're on here.
Yeah,
with
I still love you,
people
Blue
reasons.
Jay.
Yeah, no, she does have valuable opinions. It's just I'm a political.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate that. No, I'm not
I am a
offended.
the difference is I'm a political extremist, and this race thing typically does get me in my feelings and emotions
Hmm.
because it's like they're allowed to kill white kids and then fundraise $500,000, and then when we call you the N-word or nigger, and we fundraise $500,000, that's a bigger problem than you killing a white kid.
Right,
Word.
and there's
And I'm
some
not
serious
discounting your
hypocrisy
point
in
at
that.
all. I have a 17-year-old
Well,
son that really hurt my heart. Like that story was hard for me. I have a 17-year-old boy that actually looks kind of similar to Austin. So I'm not discounting that either, and I'm not saying that. Oh,
Well,
I'm
no,
not one
have
of
you
those
been on-
three-
have
I'm not
you
even
been-
a liberal technically.
I thought you were
voted for
gonna
Trump
mute.
all 3 times. I am,
Stop,
but he
okay.
addressed me, so I'm just
I
telling you,
was
you're not calling me
talking to her
names.
directly.
You're not calling me names or insulting me like on a stupid petty level. So I'm not offended. I am
Well,
gonna mute
I
again,
did yell at you,
but
so I do owe you an
it's
apology.
okay.
I was
It's
just
okay.
fucking with you because
It was on the
when you get to
topic, so
going,
that's
your motor
okay.
doesn't stop.
That's just a woman.
Well,
for you,
every
bro.
time I mute walk away, someone says my name, so I did want to address what Ortho said.
Well,
But
even
no,
if
what Ortho's saying, man. You know, I get on X all the time, and I watch these videos of black kids beating up little redheaded kids that in school, like literally beating the shit out of them, and all I see is my son every time. And all I'm sitting here thinking as a father is, if that ever happened to my son, I would hunt them kids and their parents down, and I'd try like hell to make sure none of them were breathing ever again. Because that's my son.
Well, then that makes you an evil white supremacist. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, they're only mad that we were better at it. our ancestors were better at.
They're only mad because they still won't. They still ain't taking accountability for their own shit. I mean, I've heard every argument under the sun. When white people actually acknowledge the atrocities of their ancestors and their past, well, we already do acknowledge it. Most of us that have any kind of level of intelligence understand what happened. Well, I mean, what more other than telling you, yes, we understand what happened. Yes, we know what happened. We know what went
They
on in the
want
past.
you on your hands and knees and handing.
What
over
more can you
information.
do to acknowledge it?
They want your life. They want your
You know,
life.
and I'm not sucking any man's dick.
They don't want you to suck the dick. They want your life. They want you out of the way. And that's
Well, I'm
plain as
sorry, but my life matters, and my
Not to-
children's
no,
lives
no,
matter.
no, it don't. Not to them. And if we don't
look, dude,
unify, they
I
won't.
get this. I trust me. I've dealt with it. I've dealt with it being right in my face at rallies and shit, dude.
And well, my thing is, my biggest problem is, and I love the black dudes I talk to. I think
So do
they're
I.
great
I ain't got
people.
no problem
But
with
my
homie.
issue, my issue is, I have seen time and time again, the same black people we call friends, when push comes to shove,
They're going to side with their kind.
where the fuck they at?
That's the core of it. That's the I'm.
Well, I don't, and that's why I asked.
And look, I don't hold that against them. I
Yeah.
expect it.
I don't either. I don't either because skin
Yeah.
folk and all that shit. But here's the thing: when I ask those people on your panel, they lie to my fucking face.
On whose panel?
On your panel yesterday.
I don't know if any of the ones that were on my panel yesterday would. I don't think Trey would turn his back. Neither would SKC
I don't.
or Free Zone because dude, those are the homies that are actually going against the same black people we go against all the time, constantly.
Look, check this out.
It's one of those things we'd have to see. I love those guys to death, especially Trey.
Dude, all I can say is, you know, the 5 years that I've been rocking with them speaks for itself. And they're the only
Every
brothers that
time
I'm
I
still
have
rocking
trusted
with.
somebody who is non-white, it has backstabbed me. It has fucking fucked me.
Dude, look, Ortho. Back when I was Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja, somebody tried to assassinate my character and my seriously tried to assassinate me. I was on a stream and guy was doing some stuff, and you know, he asked, you know, why don't anybody ever tell no pedophile or Jew jokes? So I hopped up on his panel and started telling some pedophile jokes, and somebody clipped it and did their little editing shit and made it sound worse than what it was, and then the people that were ostracized, like there was, dude, if you put Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja in the search bar on your YouTube search, there'll be a bunch of hate streams that come up about that guy, and that's me, Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja. But if it wasn't, dude, it was Hood, Trey, Clue, Free Zone, SKC, all those guys that went to bat for me. You know, Hood almost lost his channel going to bat for me, telling everybody that they were fucking stupid. You're literally going to try and fucking blacklist a guy for telling jokes, and you guys are the ones that are still supporting people like Brother Polite.
This is
R.
why.
Kelly.
This is why I trust what Snowman says without a word. Every time he has said something, straight up, first fucking search.
I don't bullshit, dude.
Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja, pedophilic and racist jokes.
That's me.
Damn.
That's why I fuck with Snowman. If you say they're trustworthy, I'll listen to you, and it's nothing against them. But every time I've trusted a non-white, it has, no matter how based or cool they seem to be, it has always stabbed me.
Nope. Hood got his channel struck down that day, and then had to fire up another stream on his backup channel, and almost lost his main channel over going to bat for me. Plus, they went over to Teapot, which is the Prophet of Thought, and had many discussions and debates about that. If you go over to Teapot, he's the one that gave me, that is the reason why I changed my name from Trailer Hood Voodoo Ninja to Angry Snowman, because he's the one that called me the Angry Snowman when he did his hate stream about me.
Well, let me jive with the viewers real quick. I don't want to be racist. I don't like. I've never liked. There is no but. I've never liked myself since I come to this conclusion, because at the end of the day, there's only one conclusion, one logical conclusion, and I'll leave that to your imagination. when you accept this and you look at the data for what it is, it's us or them, and I'll leave your imagination what I mean by that.
Well,
I don't
Triple
like
C-
that. I don't
well,
like
Triple
being
C
that
said in the comments. He said it's pretty damn obvious at this point that the black issue is a huge problem. This is not just confirmation bias; it's statistically proven.
And I don't like having to look at my neighbor with suspicion. I don't like that.
I mean, I already look at everybody with suspicion to begin with. I think everyone's a Fed at first.
Did you think I was a Fed?
Absolutely.
You are a Fed.
I still kind of lightweight
You
do.
are a Fed.
Because you be glowing a little bit there, buddy.
No, bro. No, Joshua Jones did me dirty. Oh
Fuck
my
Joshua Jones. I swear
God.
to God, Josh better hope I never see him face to face because I'm gonna knock his dentures out.
Why?
Just because he's a Fed, and then we can be friends afterwards. But we got to fight first.
Are you guys a beef? Because Josh is the homie.
I don't care. Me and Josh got to fight first because he's a Fed, and then we can be friends afterwards.
Well,
But I got to fight him first.
Were you here? Were you here when me and Bumpkin were streaming last time? And Josh came up and he was like, "Yeah, me and Orthodox got way
Oh,
back."
dude, me and Josh are good. I just drag him every time I see him.
And this man was basically like, me and Orthodox are homies. We go way back to the academy days. I'm like, I am not a federal agent. By the way, y'all.
Wow, dude, he fucking straight narked you out, Fed.
He fucking no, he didn't even narc me
You're
out.
a
'Cause he
fucking
didn't-
Fed.
He didn't actually say the academy days.
Look,
but
I'm
he
gonna tell
left
you
it.
what. I'm starting to wonder if, dude, this is starting to bother me that all you fucking Feds are starting to surround me. I'm starting to feel like I'm being watched again.
I'm not a Fed.
Shut up.
So you met me in real life.
Yeah, you look like a Fed in real life.
I do not look like a Fed. I do not look like a Fed.
Okay, I'm not gonna have to
I
leave
am-
because you guys keep saying Fed. I don't want to get caught up in you guys. Please
Oh,
stop
you're
saying
fine.
that.
You ain't gonna get caught up in
Yeah,
nothing.
whatever.
I mean, if you're on a panel with me, you're already being watched anyhow.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a crazy
Blue Jay-
statement. No man, don't do her like that.
Blue Jays, are you serious about bouncing?
Am I serious about what?
Are you serious about bouncing, like leaving? Or
I probably will in a minute. Why do you want me to jump down? Someone can get me?
no. I'm about to rotate out.
Facts,
panels
acid
if you are.
reflow.
Yeah,
I'm not a
I
Fed
don't
is
really have
exactly
much
what a
else to
Fed would
so
say.
I'll just hop down now since I'm already talking, but I'll still be listening.
I'm sorry, Blue Jay. I wasn't trying to be rude.
Well, you
I
can. I'm
apologize.
gonna leave you in the back.
I'm just a guy, man. I even overtalk Ortho all the
Okay,
time.
if I dip out, then I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
if you did.
No,
if you
I
did-
honestly, Angerman, or Angersoman, I don't feel like that people are rude just because they have a different opinion at all.
No, believe it or not, I stick up for you a lot when people talk shit about you.
I
Well,
appreciate
that's
that.
what
Thanks.
makes me. That's what makes me mad because I've noticed. That's kind of why I yelled at you because, like, I'm sitting here thinking in my head, this shit goes into black spaces all the time, and they say some kind of egregious shit.
Yeah,
Like, they say she's racist, and I'm just sitting here like,
I do too, though. I'm kind of a big mouth. So I guess maybe because like I grew up just kind of a little bit more
No, we
in
grew
that
up in an era where
regard.
you could
Like
speak
I was
frankly.
kind of fine and like mess with people, but we would be cool later. Like I don't take things that personally or like, but I also am kind of extreme sometimes the shit I say, so I can't really
well, that's
I can't be a hypocrite.
that's fair. I'm gonna bump you down and let the homie Gary in and come
All
up.
right,
If
cool.
you're still here,
Okay.
if you're still here when somebody leaves, I'll bring you back up. All right.
No, it's fine. And if I or something, just because I
Talking
go.
about leaving, I do have to go, boys and girls, and in betweens.
You didn't have to tell
No.
us, Jim. You could have just left.
Be nice.
Oh,
Jim-
shivers.
Yeah, Jim is
All
that guy. He can say what he wants on the channel.
Good
Nah,
night,
Jim,
good
dude,
night.
Jim's a wannabe American living over there on that fucking prison colony fucking planet.
Wait, Jim.
I
Are you
love
Jim?
that.
You're Australian, right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Don't hold it against me, mate. All right.
I'm not gonna hold it against you. How many of the stereotypes are true? Because
All of 'em.
I never met an Australian person.
All of them.
There's all sorts of
Be honest, Jim. Just tell them all of them.
all of them. All right.
When's the last time you? I do have a funny question, Jim. When's the last time you saw a kangaroo?
Just the other night, just this morning when he got out of the
no.
I've got a question.
Oh no, I went to court in Cowra 3 weeks ago. I nearly hit one actually.
Oh my
I bet that's nothing like hitting a
5 hour
squirrel,
drive
is it?
from Sydney. Yeah, I nearly hit one. Yeah.
That's probably nothing like hitting a deer. Them motherfuckers probably kick back.
I was gonna say, is y'all is hitting a kangaroo or something like that? Is that like the equivalent of hitting a deer in America?
Yeah.
It's more like a human.
It's quite common actually.
That's what I was talking about, the commonality. Well, Jim, God bless you, brother. I'm glad you got the chance to hop
Thanks.
up.
See you later. Thanks,
See you,
boys.
Jim.
See you later.
Thanks coming up,
Bye-bye.
Jim. You're awesome.
I love Jim to death. We're gonna interact with the chat a little bit. Gary, and I'll let you get in here in a second. Even because I got some comments that have been pulling through. Even if we consistently or concisely stop racism, do you really think it will go away?
No, it'll never go away. It'll always be here for as long as mankind exists.
Yeah, you'll
It'll
always have
condition.
ethnic conflicts. Blacks
Yeah.
collectively don't like whites. Whites are just finally realizing how big of a problem it is.
Well, the biggest thing is, look, to sit and listen to these motherfuckers claim that white, now it isn't just America that is built and run off of white supremacy. It's the entire fucking world.
Well, if anybody,
And I'm trying to figure out how I'm trying to figure out how the world minority it has dominated and is running the entire globe.
do you agree or disagree with this statement? It's okay to be white. Rosman found out that 53%
Rasmussen, it's a poll.
Okay, Rasmussen found out that 35% of black residents agreed with the statement. 26 disagreed, and 21 were not sure how they felt.
I remember reading that when that came out. That was like 2 years ago. They did that poll, and dude, because Hood did a stream about it, and I was like, "What kind of shit is that for 50 over half of the majority of the black community that was polled to sit and say that it wasn't okay to be white? Who says it's not okay to be something that you can't choose?"
Well, that ultimately tells you right there that they would be okay with the genocide of white people.
Absolutely.
It's perpetuated by elite news media, but I'm down to get to the core of it.
Share my screen, dude, because this is one of the first shorts I did, or one of the first short little edits that I did. This was after what was it? His name was Action Potential. I called him Asshole Projectile.
I actually watched that. I watched that today. Like, for some reason, I was on your channel when you were streaming yesterday, and I watched that. It's funny as fuck.
Yeah, you got to watch this because most of what's saying is just him, and I'm finding clips to make him look like a dummy. I still got Asshole Projectile episode 2, but when I uploaded it the first time, it got struck for hate speech.
It's funny how when I come up,
shit. Hold on.
It was
the
playing.
volume up.
Yeah, the volume was playing.
I couldn't hear nothing.
It was playing just
up on
fine.
these panels,
I
you
couldn't hear it.
motherfuckers always interrupt me when I'm trying to say things that maybe you should think about.
This coming.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
But first you gotta listen. Right? First you gotta listen to ask yourself, should you think about it? But then when I'm not on the panel, it's motherfuckers like this hunky that get to run in their fucking mouth.
By the way, you're a fucking moron, Morty.
Fucking idiot.
You're a serious fucking idiot.
Shit to say. So why don't you let me have the motherfucking floor? Now, when I brought up the concept of why a white man, an Oriental man, an Arab man cannot teach my son about dating and relationship. Wanna know why? Because that white man wasn't raised around our mother.
When a black woman measures a good black man, it's literally him having a job, him having an education, and
aunties, they didn't go to the schools with the women in our community,
and him being in a relationship and not having got arrested.
Our family reunions, you do not know our social dynamic.
You're right.
There's no way to get around the thinning of the black male population. There's absolutely no way to get around it.
You shut the fuck up because when you had time to speak, you need to shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up because when you had time to speak, you need to shut the fuck up.
Social dynamic is all about feminism.
Do you know how to be quiet?
Fuck me, pal. Fuck you. No. Fuck me.
No,
do you know how to be quiet?
No, I'm just
make
like
your
you,
own
dude.
point.
I just want to sit here and
You're not
fucking run my
smart
mouth,
enough.
dude, and
You're not
talk over
smart
you.
enough
You know
to
what
make your
I'm saying?
own
Because you're
point.
fucking ignorant.
Because when you had
It'll get me a couple hundred miles across the country. I'll take a shot in the mouth.
Just to make your own point, you didn't have nothing to say. You talking about old fight. You talking about old fight. You talking about old fight. You want to attack black people when you got a time to say something. But you didn't have when you had the floor, you didn't say shit. So why don't you shut the fuck up when somebody else talks?
Shut me the fuck up. What you gonna do
If you was
about
in front of me, white boy, I would beat you purple.
I don't like the sound of them apples, Will. What are we gonna do?
He was in front of me, white boy. I'd shut you.
Yeah, go. That
I don't
nigga.
think he would.
You made him very angry.
Yeah, Snowman. Honestly,
It
I
was a-
kind of
That
agree.
actually, that's what
what
set me on the path to I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm going to meet energy with energy. Was that dude right there? And
What
that
were you
night,
saying, Gurion?
Oh, I was going to say I kind of
Sorry.
agree with him though. I don't think other races should teach the race of I don't think other races should teach their non-race how to date.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I kind
but
of agree with that.
It's the level. It's the way he would speak.
Yeah, I got that. He was I think maybe a white boy forgot to put napkins in his McDonald's bag, and he decided to go all racist on him. It's usually small shit like that that turns niggas up. I don't know why though.
Well, no. To be fair, if you're having a bad day and somebody of another race messes up something really small, you come on, everybody does.
I mean, I know, but it's like every day with these niggas, man.
For real, day in and day out, man.
Half of those, like I was listening this morning, and when Snowman said almost every day, I remember I see on Twitter like a group of black kids beating up this one white kid. It's usually shit like that does it. Maybe a nigga like accidentally bumped them into the school hallway, or maybe some guy actually cut him off at a traffic light, and that's how that shit starts.
Well, I've really tried to not be racist. But then this fucking Austin Metcalf shit happened, and it's like, bruh, every time I get out, they pull me right back in. Like, what the fuck? So, alright, I don't know what Chris was saying amen to, but amen.
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 Around 3/4 of black adults have say the descendants of people enslaved in the U.S. should be paid reparations.
Yeah, they can continue fucking wishing in one hand and fucking shitting in the other.
About 8 in 10 blacks, 78% say the country hasn't gone far enough when it comes to giving black people equal rights with whites.
That's because all they want is more handouts and free shit because they're lazy.
And 50% say it's unlikely the USA will achieve racial equality.
I mean, I kind of agree with that too.
I mean,
people are doing apparently.
I mean, what do they mean by racial equality? Like in the law, or like
when they say when by and large, when black folks, it seems to me when black folks hear racial equality,
they mean financial equality.
Well, not only financial equality, but health equality, like equality of outcome of everything. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the
weird thing is that a lot of polls and surveys like this usually mean shit like that too. Whenever you try to dig into what they mean by certain words, that's all I'm asking.
Well, it's probably a leftist poll, so it's not even just black folks. It's literally the left is what.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's specifically why I asked him I was like, what do you mean by equality?
Well, see, here's the thing, right? And the left love doing this because it allows them to foment for their revolution that they try to build up. Is like, here's the thing: black and white folks are different in even the average diet they have.
Yep.
Medicine affects
that's
black
true.
and white folks differently, and they want equality or equity of outcome, and you can't, and that's just impossible. So they're not wrong, but it's never going to happen because it's impossible. What is your evidence that it? Yeah, that's usually how I counter these arguments about stuff she was saying. Blacks support the Democrats more than any other group from either party, voting 93% Democratic in the 2012 presidential elections, 89 Democratic in 2016, 87 in 2020.
Question: were these stats supposed to be directed at Blue Jay? Because half of this stuff we know already. I'm wondering why.
I think they were supposed to be directed at Blue Jay. I just let the chat get behind me because I was petting my puppy and making me some breakfast.
Oh, okay.
And I should have co-hosted better, to be honest with you, but I didn't. So.
It's pretty damn obvious at this point that black issue is a huge problem. This is not just confirmation bias; it is statistically proven. I'm not a Fed. Exactly what a Fed would say. Let's just say if we got shook up and lost our luggage, like that one story in the Bible, who would be divided by color, right? Yeah. I got a few black spaces. It's opposition research. My favorite so far was seeing a whole panel argue about the reason a compass points north is because of the North Star. Okay. Shouts out to
Spaining?
Yeah, Spaining? I don't know. Good morning, Peace Daimyo.
He's Dynamo.
The first minute of the video called "Defiant" by Black Pilled makes a good point, though.
You want to see episode 2 that not many people have seen?
Sure. Sanji, gross. Oh, what's up, Philip? I was actually looking for your YouTube channel, so if you're still here, I'm gonna drop you a wrench. Drop it. I'm not a troll.
Damn, I ain't even got a wrench yet, motherfucker.
Yes, you do.
Type something, Snowman. Just type something in the chat. Heck, even I got a wrench.
Yeah, everybody gets a wrench on my channel.
Some anarchist shit.
No wrench, Negro.
Yeah, I feel like you should type something again. I feel like you're lying.
I feel like you're trying to be a fucking authoritative prick, and you don't like us,
faking
you
it.
don't like us us Celts, and you're racist against us.
Oh,
you
of
fucking-
course not.
you
You
Anglo
Celts
piece
are
of shit.
subhuman. You Celts are subhuman. You're
You're a
not German.
fucking Anglo piece of fucking garbage.
Oh, come on, guys.
You're not German. You're subhuman. Don't get me started on the Anglos, Bumpy. You be quiet.
Yeah, you be quiet over there.
Let's play this.
German man.
Play this video though, dude. You'll laugh. You'll die. You'll love it.
But no, I do. Before you play this, I do want to say, Philip, I only came after Mr. Talcott because, I view him as a. If you are the same Philip, I believe you are. I only come after him because I didn't really come after him. I do want to know how someone who is homeless and failing in life thinks that they have the ability to be a life coach. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
What?
Yeah. So there was some drama from Flow State that involved John Talcott, which is like he's kind of like a new age spiritualist guy.
Yeah, I remember
Fucking
about it.
praise
He got the
God,
same.
man.
Praise
He got
God.
accused with the same shit I
Fucking
did.
Praise God, man.
Praise God. And I wanted to know how you can be a failure in life and then justify being a life coach. And then he started accusing me because of the drama with Flo. I'm like, dude, I don't care about Flo's drama. I will speak my opinion on it if I'm on his channel and he's talking about it, but I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. But go ahead and play the video, my bad.
Yeah, this is episode 2. It's entitled "You Can't Put a Penguin in the Desert."
Right.
People, when you got the time to say something, but you didn't have, when you had the floor, you didn't say shit. So why don't you shut the fuck up when somebody else talks?
Shut me the fuck up. What you gonna
If you was in front of me, white boy, I would beat you purple.
I don't like the sound of them apples. Well, what are we gonna do?
I know, and that's why you want to distract from what I'm talking about because it makes sense. And you don't want to buy people that hear somebody that makes sense. So be the distractor that you are. Be the distractor that you are. Because the things that I'm saying make a whole lot of sense. The first relationship a little boy has with a woman is
nothing
mother.
but color. You know,
A white woman cannot relate to us.
When we talk about the children of the community, they are children of the community.
Color.
No, it's not about color. It's about genealogy.
We got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
It's about genealogy, sir. It's about genealogy.
Whatever we have in store cannot be known.
You cannot take a penguin. You cannot put a penguin in the desert, you dumb motherfucker.
What is life like for a desert penguin?
You cannot put a penguin in the desert. We have anatomical makeup that have biological responses that cannot be ignored.
And what challenges do these animals face in today's ever-changing world?
That's how come people with AB blood types are mostly European and have blood disease.
Attention! Leaders of tomorrow's master race!
See,
So there's no way
advocating
you're
for
going to try to make
racism.
me try to use the epidermis ID skin to denote that genetic groups of people don't have variations about the way they respond to their environment.
Talking about.
I know you're too stupid to keep up, white boy.
My fellow Americans, words have many meanings, and sometimes instead of conveying our meaning, they can suggest other meanings.
You know, now that I think about it, sending you niggas to a school all by yourselves is a bad thing. You got to be mixed in with some white kids. You got to get stupid.
Okay,
You get real stupid when you're out there by
rebut
yourself.
my argument. Rebut my argument, Hood Service. The floor is yours. Rebut.
I'm talking about the significance of the passage of time. right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
Dad, my 8-year-old.
No, man. Let that man intellectually rebut what I said.
You have in your whole
You don't
entire
have
brain.
you don't have a
I
rebuttal.
can't believe people
Let that
let you
man
teach their
rebut.
kids, dude. That's
Do you have a rebuttal
sorry
what
for
I said, Lil Serta?
You need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, HBCUs suck. This is what they produce.
And I didn't go to college.
I just hate niggers.
Who's stupid now, bitch?
That's why a guy hates
people.
people.
When you go to college,
You like that?
You know, for a second, I had to look up epidermis because at first I didn't think he was using the word right.
No,
So
it's
you
the
can't-
outer layer of your skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still got that whole fucking stream because I was planning on making a whole series about him. Just
Where
from that
is he,
stream.
by the way? I haven't seen him on anybody's panel.
Fuck, I ain't seen him in a long time either, man.
I don't know,
think
maybe
he
he
got
got
ran
a-
off of YouTube.
Maybe he got a reality check, or maybe his baby mama stole him or something. I don't know.
Well,
What I wish I had was that that fucking Cynthia G shit that I edited, man. That was fucking hilarious. But YouTube fucking took it with my old channel that they took from me.
Who's Cynthia G?
She is a black racist against her own people. She believes that all black male babies should be aborted and essentially genocided.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ!
she's-
What is wrong with these people?
For
I
real,
don't-
dude.
Hey man, we got some. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you this now. If you're a coon, like if this race war ever did come to pass and it became an official battle, the coons are gonna get shot first. We're a minority.
No,
We
you're
might
not.
have
If you're
more
smart,
sense.
if you're smart, you guys will buddy
I know,
up with the hunters.
We're gonna have to. If they don't let us, I guess we're gonna be like a tertiary faction.
You're right, Chris. She hates whites. She does hate whites too, but she hates herself even more because she actually gave birth to one of to the son of one of these bandits that she hates so much.
See, I have a theory that the first Grand Wizard of the KKK was a black woman,
Absolutely, 100%.
and she was angry that like a man left her. And I truly
She was
believe
angry at she was angry at Becky for stealing her man.
Oh yeah,
I don't-
she saw the lineup of the new NFL draft and was like, "Damn, why ain't I up there?" And then crashed out.
Hey, dude, did you see any of Anton's stream the other night? Not last night, but the night before last.
But
Is any of his After Dark?
I don't think so. No.
Well, I caught some of that, and I caught some of last night's that I clipped that I'm going to probably go over sometime today because the one's got Jasmine up there arguing with Ava about basically her being her normal racist self. You know what I'm saying? And then today, dude, the shit that this one dude said today was insane. Absolutely fucking insane. Let me see if I can find it. I'll let you get just a small little piece of it. A little taste of what I want to share. Because
What
this
time
shit was
time
fucking crazy.
Oh, okay. When you planning on going live?
Probably here in about an hour or two.
Okay.
I want time to take a shower.
I will probably end this in another 30 minutes.
You're
I'll probably-
lame.
Well, I mean, I'll keep it going until you stream, but I don't care.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can keep it going and do a redirect.
Yeah, but I can't do a redirect.
But you don't?
One,
Okay.
one, I don't know how, and two, I looked into it and I don't meet the requirements to even have the option.
Pretty sure you need 1,000 subs.
Yep.
We do not have 1,000 subs.
Video file.
I did, however, reach I think of 1,000 watch hours right now, so I'm almost there. I just need to get 1,000 subs to be able to get some super chats and shit.
Yeah, when
Let's
actually
hear it
no, I
for
think,
growth
I think the sub
2027.
yeah, I think the sub limits actually got down. I think it's like 700 now.
Oh,
It's 500, right?
Oh, is it 500? Thought it was 700.
Yeah, I think you can get monetized at 500, right, Snowman?
Yeah, you only have to have 500 to get monetized now to be able to get super chats, and if you don't have any like copyrighted shit already on there, they'll let you get memberships. That's the only reason why I don't have memberships yet, because I got too much copyrighted music on my shit.
Oh shit, y'all are right. I'm halfway there.
You got to make sure you get the watch hours too, though. And the watch hours are even lower because instead of it being 5,000, I think it's 2.
It's 3,000. I'm looking at it now. Oh man, they took some of my watch hours away. I got a message saying I reached 1,000, but it's 808.
That's because your watch hours will fall off every year. Well, so like if you have watch hours that were on in May of last year, they're going to fall off at the end of May of this year.
Oh, tragic. That's probably what happened.
Or if you remove anything, make anything private too, it'll take your watch hours away.
Okay, that's what I did. But yeah, Philip, I went after Talcott, and I'm gonna keep doing it because I want those answers. Because I mean, I feel like as a new age false prophet, deep down, white people know that racism is backward. Yet we can't win the no racism battle unless we win the culture war. I feel like that's a losing battle, even if we win the culture war. I wish I did. I saw that Dennison and the other atheist fellow up there. I don't know if you're an atheist yourself.
I'm not.
You're still welcome. Well, I'm talking to Philip, not you. Thinking it about you, Snowman. Calm down.
Everything is about me.
It is your world. We're just living in it, huh?
That's right.
But you're more than welcome. We can discuss that, talk about it if you ever want to. Yeah, I did see you were actually being the most calm and reasonable person there about it. So and I appreciate that. But if he's gonna label me a troll, I'm gonna act like a troll. Kamala clips are goated. Somebody's a fan of your Kamala clips. This shit's hilarious. Herisms. Probably shot by police. That's fucked up. She hates whites as well. I'm assuming that's a woman I shared. I'm doing my part. A rolling 12-month calendar. We use the same thing for absenteeism where I work. Okay, fair. You got any more clips you want to show, Snowman?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Sorry. I haven't been able to look. I don't have everything organized yet.
Nah, it's fair. It's fair. I feel like Bumpkin is like still playing DayZ.
Yeah, I'm about to go make a shit ton of money in this DayZ mod. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Are you still selling weed in DayZ?
I'm selling bricks of weed. Yep.
I always knew you were libertarian.
You're a fucking dirty cop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in a video game though. That's why it's not illegal. You know,
you're a dirty ass cop even in video games, dude. What the fuck?
I'm not a dirty ass cop in real life.
I always knew Bumpkin was a libertarian.
Actually, I think you're more libertarian than I am.
I am more libertarian than you are.
I think you're both fucking gay.
Well, no, I agree with Flo. I agree with Flo and libertarians.
There it is. I found it.
That people need as much autonomy as possible. I just disagree with them that we should use the government to do things.
Just share me.
For society. Share you.
Yeah, sure.
Ew.
All right. Dirty whore.
Ew.
Snowman's gonna crash out on us both one of these days.
No, you gotta listen to this fucking dude. This one right here with the ball cap and the gray shirt. I'm just gonna let you listen.
No. The father fucked himself over.
Hey, you definitely can justify that shit.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, bro.
Oh, child.
In what way?
What they're talking about is the guy that ran over that cop. That because another cop killed his son, and come to find out, the cop that he killed wasn't even the cop that killed his son. It was just some random cop.
2K, how are you?
Because eye for an eye.
Nigga, that's not what that statement means in the that's not what that means in the Bible.
I'm gonna tell you what it means today. You take one of mine, I'm taking two of yours.
That's so funny.
No. Listen.
Yes.
Listen. This ain't the same thing. Man. You gotta be smarter than that. Like, you gonna get your ass whooped every day in prison by police, justifiably because you killed a fucking cop.
Nigga, the police ain't gonna be first of all, the police don't run the prison. All right. It's the people who run the prison got different obligations than police officers.
Okay, I get it. Well,
I consider themselves the police. He will
okay.
Be
the COs is gonna whoop his ass every day.
listen, bro, I get it. But if you kill my son within 6 seconds of you pulling up on him, I don't even think that he made an emotional decision. He made the decision. That was the only way that he could have lived with himself. That wasn't emotional. I would have slid the same way. You killed mine. I'm trying to get 2 of yours.
But if that's
So
the
what-
case,
No, but that's not even the same cop.
With your rationale, people are
No,
continuously killing.
That's
Why
not.
are you
That's
yelling?
not just acting like the police not a game. Hello, time out. Slim it.
This is weird.
Are the police not together? What?
Yeah, the police
Hold on,
the
Slim.
police are the biggest. The police are the biggest gang. Okay, we got that because they're gonna ride and die for the badge.
Slim
We get it.
Slim it. When they brought bro out on the perp walk, and all the police was there, what was they showing? They
All
were
the
showing
polices.
unity. Okay, so if your people kill one of my people, I'm gonna kill one of yours. I don't need a fucking name. I don't need it to be the person. You are the.
And that's all I'm giving you. You'll have to come over to when I go live to see the rest of it because that shit is crazy.
That is in fact wild, but you know what? I can echo that sentiment because I'm an evil racist.
That's crazy though, man. Imagine just imagine if you got on a panel and said that.
Oh, if I'm white,
about
if I'm
black
white,
people.
if I'm white, it's evil.
Woo! Want to talk about the fucking hornet's nest you'll stir up?
Well, you're not allowed. That's the thing. You're not allowed to do that. That's the double standard. That's what it's all about, and it's annoying as fuck.
You kill one of mine, I'm killing 2 of yours.
Yeah, if we kept doing that, there would be none of them left. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, I guess what's his name? That Metcalf kid's dad gets to go kill Caramello Anthony because he killed his son.
Yeah, someone honestly should take him out.
I mean, what kind of precedent are we really wanting to set here? Or do we really want to sit and go tit for tat?
No, we don't.
Because I promise you that they're going to run out of people before we do. And I'm tired of it feeling like it has to be like this because I raised my kids better than this.
I'm in the trees. I'm speaking Hillbanese.
It's just dumb, dude. It's dumb. And like I said earlier, between the Caramello Anthony thing, that fucking that freaking chick that said the N-bomb with the hard R, and then this shit, dude. I've never in my life seen everything that we kept arguing. Bumpkin on panels, Orthodox guy on panels, because you were on panels right along with me, trying to logic with folks that you can't logic with. And everything that we said, if this was the other way around, if the skin was changed, you guys would be singing the same tune. And it is. What I said the other day is exactly what it is. As far as these fucking delusional fucking parasites are concerned, if white people kill black people, it's white people's fault. If black people kill white people, it's white people's fault. If black people kill black people, it's white people's fault.
Yeah,
This shit's fucking insane.
They wonder why white supremacy and white racism is on the rise. Same thing with anti-Semitism. You can't, you literally, I hope it continues because I dream of an Erica March, all right? Call me a LARPer. I dream of it. I want to see what I want to see. I feel like the world would be better for it.
Well, the bottom line is this. I've always been told that if you're constantly seeking something that most people don't think is a problem or that exists, you will find it and it will become your problem. So if you're constantly out seeking racism and victimhood and oppression and somebody holding you back, then you're going to find that. And look, it ain't about it actually being out there. It's about you putting out a specific energy into the world.
Well,
and that energy finding itself back to you.
One of the reasons that we are doing this after show, and I will say this, is that they got really heated at the end of Flo's stream, which up until then was really cool, right?
Mhm.
and he shut it down because he was tired anyway, and then he decided to go live, so he just answered questions. Well, I mean, me and Bumpkin, we were talking about the porn debate and all that, and 10th Man really fucking went crazy on us and all this, like just wigging the fuck out like a retard, and then like it wound
Well,
up
10th Man
being
does that, man. He spurgs.
yeah, I don't care.
He thinks he's got some special white injustice card because he's gay.
Yeah, I noticed that tonight. But that's not really my point. Because we were talking to Flo, and Flo's cool as shit. Like Flo was just explaining. Yeah, he's a libertarian, so of course
Flo's
he's not
all right,
going-
but he has his moments too.
Oh shit.
Everybody does. But he was explaining to me and Bumpkin what he wants to see in the world and his viewpoints, and he pointed out something about society. You know, the freer the people, like the less rules there are on the people, the more they proliferate. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you realize you can only have that in a homogenous nation, a homogenous society. It only ever works when it's homogenous. All this libertarianism, all this, and it's not even an argument about IQs, right? If you don't have a homogenous society, there's always going to be some outsider asshole. Well, the law didn't specifically say this. You've seen it time and time again, even amongst the same races, if it's different ethnicities. It just doesn't fucking work. Like Plato, when talking about democracy, not only did he say most men want to be ruled, but he said, and these are ancient people that dealt with the same things we're dealing with now. Not only did he say most people want to be ruled, but democracies only work in homogenous societies. And I know we're not a democracy or a republic, blah, 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 fucking blah. All republics are democracies, but not all democracies are republics. All right, I actually know civics, and I didn't just take high school civics. Anyway, he said that democracies are only done in homogenous societies. They're only done. And the tyrant rules through diversity. The tyrant uses diversity as a cover for his tyranny. And I mean, I don't know how else to point out to people that you're less free. You have more authority having to bear down on you to manage diversity. And then you also have to deal with pandering.
Do me a favor. Did that change my voice?
Yes.
Did it really?
Yeah, you sound like a demon.
Yeah, you sound like Satan's asshole.
Do I?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's pretty awesome. I just wanted to make sure that I knew how to work this thing.
I like
What are you What are you using right now?
This is my mixer, and it's my effects processor that's built into it.
Oh, okay.
That is fucking lit. You got to send me the link. I got to get me one of those.
It's not a link.
I said
It's
I got to get
actually
me
on
one.
my physical mixer board.
Yeah, he wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I'll send you a picture of it.
All right.
Dude, it's actually really cheap, too. The one I got's 16 channel with the built-in effects processor. It's got built-in compression. It's got a built-in audio interface on it. And it only ran, I think, about $400.
Was it over here? Was it Blue Jay that said it, or was it over at Flo's Bumpkin, or was it Ezra or Mel that said it? Where if somebody has a deeper voice, you expect more authority. Like right then and there, when he said "oh," what was so funny is you just don't expect a voice that deep to go "oh."
See, I can adjust how deep it goes. I can make it go deeper and deeper and deeper.
If you have a deep voice like that, you're supposed to be an authoritative source. You can't be forgetful.
Oh, now I might have to get me a mixer too.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna have mixers and be doing this fucking.
Or I can make it go really fucking high too.
You sound like
That
somebody.
would sound like Alvin and the motherfucking Chipmunks.
You sound like Elon Musk's trans son.
That's dirty, you bitch. I can't believe it's not butter, bitch.
By the way, I was busy doing something. But I wanted to say this earlier. I'm getting really sick of niggas acting like they really mean or really care about their kids.
Yeah,
Where-
let's not act like the first thing a black kid doesn't hear out of his mama's mouth when he comes out their vagina is the N-bomb.
Yeah, or get your ass back inside. Make sure you do that right, otherwise I'll beat your ass.
Sounds like Imperius or 111. But y'all
You know, speaking of 111, he actually got a therapy session on Chaotix yesterday. It was pretty funny.
Nah, bro. We talked about it at the beginning. That was not funny. Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I did. His mom came in kind of late and was talking to what's that Asian guy's name? I'm assuming. Oh yeah, Chink.
Chink, that's his name.
Yep.
Crazy that that's his name.
Yeah, I guess everybody's embracing the stereotypes now. Niggas are embracing the. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I've noticed a lot of black people are embracing the
Well, if niggas can do it, so can the rest of us.
Yeah,
What? Truism isn't up on this shit right
As
now.
I said, tourism. Why don't you hit the link, Bubba?
Oh, he recorded it. Yo, come up here and play the clip then.
I recorded some of it myself.
I also got a piece of it.
Where are y'all evil motherfuckers when funny shit happens everywhere else but CT?
Dude, I pull clips off of other people's panels all the time. I really don't frequent CT's chat. I don't frequent
my clips from Discord.
I don't know about you, Gary, but I don't frequent CT's channel that much.
I mean, I've been going more recently ever since I've been hearing about ever since Linwood started getting cussed the fuck out. I was like, damn, I got to see that shit live.
I want to see Linwood crash out. I wish I would have been there for his
I'd actually try to kill
tears.
someone in real life, bro.
Wait, what'd you say, Bumpkin?
You might try to kill someone in real life, bro.
Oh, Linwood? I don't. Maybe.
Bro, I feel like if 111
Linwood's
crashes
got the
out, he's
balls.
gonna kill somebody, and that's gonna be all on CT. CT is gonna catch one hell of a charge.
I don't think Linwood's got the balls to actually pull up on somebody because he was actually supposed to pull up on Lord Geo sometime last year, and it never
going to pull up on Geotron.
Yeah, Geo was actually in his area because he had to do some construction work there. So they set up a date and everything on stream. And
Hey, dude, I had some dude talking shit about me. His name was Tyree Sneed. I was in fucking Milwaukee and begged that motherfucker give me his address because I was going to beat his ass live on a fucking YouTube stream.
Oh my god, 111 showed off his girlfriend. Oh no, you got to get up here and play that.
He's talking about
he's talking about that one clip on John Goltz. I know.
He's talking about fucking Linwood's girlfriend. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, dude, that girl's got a face only a mother.
Y'all got to hit the Cash App, man.
She's got a face, dude. Ortho, she's got a face only a mother can hate.
Only
For
a
real,
mother
dude.
could hate. Oh no. Y'all gotta hit the Cash App. I need money.
You
Money
know when
needs-
that girl came out of her mom's vagina, she looked down at that thing and looked at the doctor and said, "I think that's the wrong one."
Yeah, that shit's evil.
For real. Dude, she couldn't. Dude, she tied pork chops around that baby's neck and couldn't get the dogs to play with her.
Oh my god, y'all are mean.
I mean, once you see her,
Dude, what are you talking about, dude? She's got like fucking 6 chins under her 5 fat rolls.
Only Mike Tyson would love that.
I'm gonna kill this cat.
All right, I got it up. There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
It took me a minute.
why does she look like that, bro?
Nah.
Dude,
Oh,
look
hell no.
Dude, look at that hairline, dude. Her hair is running all the way to the
Bro,
back
look
of
at
the
that
fucking dome.
fucking nose and the teeth.
Oh, I pointed that out. Dude, she's snaggletooth like a motherfucker.
Now that's
Dude,
a nigga.
I swear to God, she's probably one of the few black people to smoke meth and is still fat.
Bro, what the fuck is that?
Bro, that's an ogre, bro. That's Fiona between transformations, man.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you shit your baby out your asshole and it falls in the toilet.
Ain't going to hell. This is what you talking about, bro? Hell is here.
When her mama said she was dropping the kids off at the pool, she was fucking serious.
Y'all going to hell.
Linwood hits that. Linwood hits that.
If I go to hell, that's
Dude,
almost
she is a
behind
fucking-
every shadow.
She's a melted fucking milk dud. You know, the one that you find buried underneath the fucking driver's seat that's been there since the fucking car was built.
Yeah, she does look like a Easter. She does look like one of them Easter chocolates the kids forgot to find.
Nah, bro, she looks like a rejected Easter Island head. Boy, look at her. Look at her. I know a dude that looks just like that.
Nah, and she's
Oh, that's
an
not.
amputee.
That is not.
Dude, she
CGI.
looks like the front of her face when Provoked opens up like the fucking Predator.
Yeah.
But it looks like she got hit in the foot. It
Yeah.
looks like she fell at the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
For
God damn.
sure. For sure.
What do you do? It looks like she's still falling out of that motherfucker. She ain't stopped. She got
Yeah.
hit by the ugly back truck and rolled down the fucking
Yeah.
ugly hill and then got smacked by the ugly bat by the ugly kid.
Yeah. She fell out the ugly tree, hit every branch on the way down.
Life really ain't fair, bro.
fucking
Dude, she
lawn.
fell-
I know. I was
Yes.
just about to say that. I was just about to say that, Gary. You know she had a rough life.
Yeah, life ain't fair, man.
Gosh.
They call her
damn.
Two Stains.
Two stains.
Stop it.
Well,
Okay.
you gotta call her Skids. She looks like a sentient skid mark, bruh.
Nah, bro. Nah. Linwood's getting trolled every time I see his ass now.
You want to? Anybody want the? Feel
Her
free to.
daddy was cleft low dollar.
Feel free to
Tom Amos.
screenshot the screenshot.
John Amos. OTW dying. What's the old saying? Pussy don't have a face. Well, that's that old wolf pussy. God damn.
I mean,
That's
if she
that
has a
Neanderthal
signature,
pussy.
if she has a signature sex bag, I think they might be good.
I think that's one of Diddy's abominations that he created on Star Island.
That's one of the fucking mutagens from the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Oh
dude,
my
that-
god, dude.
she was supposed to be fucking. She was supposed to be Rocksteady.
You did not say mutagens, bro.
Hey, she's the she's the fucking the turtle that they didn't accept. You know, there's Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and then they're Fesiphes.
I don't know why Linwood had any level of audacity to come up.
I would show this bitch to anyone, bro.
Yeah, with
Dude,
this fucking.
this is what we in the white community call a fucking moped.
I don't know
Okay,
why.
you know what a moped is, right? There's something that's fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see them on it.
I mean,
Oh.
mopeds are kind of the wave nowadays. Because
Like I
everybody's
said,
broke.
they're fun to ride, but you want your friends to see you riding the motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
Bro pulled up the moped.
I mean, because look, dude, I imagine that she's probably got the tightest vagina on the planet. For as big as she
That's
is.
probably why he's dating her. The box is good. He probably hit her up at a party while he was drunk. And
Bro,
was like,
I don't
that's
know.
my life.
Well, she's probably the only person big enough that can handle his big ass on top of her.
Yeah.
Dude, look, that's like a fucking, dude, that's like a Wild America documentary, man. Look at the fucking, look at the otters and the sea lions out here making love with one another. No.
I mean, I think this is the only case where the man gets pregnant.
Oh my fucking god, you ain't right.
God, she beats the fuck out of him, bro.
No one don't even need a womb.
Look, and she's proud of that fucking hairline too, man. Look like she fucking waxes that motherfucker.
Bro,
That way you
how
know.
do you have a
who-
receding hairline?
I
How
mean-
do you have a receding hairline?
I don't know, man. Who do you think is worse, her or that Tiffany chick on CTs?
I just want to know how she got a receding lip line, bro. Look at the fucking face.
I told you her daddy's cleft low dollar.
No, that's
You
not
know,
a female.
Like that
No, that's
cleft
not a-
palate on her lip.
There's Deacon in that side chat laughing. He's fucking laughing.
That's funny.
Oh my god, bro! I thought Linwood was ugly, bro. Imagine if
That,
they get,
dude,
imagine
all
they
I
have
got
a
to say
kid.
is that is fucking horrible.
dude, why would you
Dude,
show this to people?
she looks like she's a crossbreed between every
Oh.
fucking race on the planet.
What channel was this on?
Apparently, it was mine.
This is a screenshot from when you showed it.
Okay, so Caucasian Sasquatch said, LML, say her nose got more extension than her hair.
Dude, she's so big you can't tell if that's her or her bed right there.
Oh,
Yeah, that's when I took the screenshot, I was wondering, is that her bed? Is she like laying down or is she sitting on a couch?
I was laughing in the chat.
I mean, she's literally a piece of furniture with a fucked up head. I bet she, dude, do you think she padlocks her fridge so she's the only one that gets to eat?
Like, no, bro, that bitch open access. It don't even got doors.
I bet the kids, in order to eat, have to rummage around in her fat rolls when she's sleeping.
I bet her electric bill high because you got to run the daggum air conditioner just to keep the food cold.
Most people say that, oh, you're not ugly, you're just fat. That bitch is bald.
Dude, imagine her food bill if she eats 2 dozen eggs every morning for breakfast. Holy shit.
That woman isn't real. It's Linwood with a female face.
No, that's the goofy thing though. They were in the same camera.
Dude,
they were
she
side
looked
by
like
side.
fucking Sloth from the Goonies' fucking burnt sister.
Oh my God, stop!
Hey, you guys, or hey, you niggas.
Lucifer is gonna love your sense of humor down in the pits of hell.
What you talking about, bro? If this shit's up here, we're already in hell.
I think we're in purgatory, bro. That's a monster.
We're in limbo right now. We're being judged.
And we're failing. And we're failing.
We're getting
That's one of the trials that Hercules had to overcome right there, man. And now Linwood's got it.
Yo, is that Sasquatch from the Percy? Not the Sasquatch, the Cyclops from the Percy Jackson movies.
Oh, jeez.
OTW, I don't think AI could make this any more fucked up. I
was going to say AI would make this better. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh,
we send this to ChatGPT and say,
Yeah, AI.
you
want to know what AI would have did?
Do it.
AI would have sat that head on a fucking. AI would have sat her head on a fucking stove and put a big fucking white M on the front of her face.
I'm gonna crop this footage so it shows more of her face. I'm gonna put it in ChatGPT, see what it gives me.
What if it just shuts down?
Dude, she looks like a deformed raisinette.
What I need you to do, bro, is I need you to send me this screenshot in my DM.
Dude, her face is
Wait, hold on.
Her face is what Potato Head would look like if the Potato Head company wasn't racist.
Give me a second. I'm gonna send it to you in Telegram. You might have to crop it though, because that's got a lot of extra shit on it.
Yeah, because every time Linwood pops up on a panel, bro, and I'm there, my profile picture's instantly changed into this.
Oh, keep that up. Keep that up.
The last fucking battle on Mike Tyson's punch.
Put it back up. It's still shared.
She's got the same face as fucking Kristen Honda and shit.
This is just her. This is her.
Yo, not
Yo.
California raisins from the California.
Why she look like a California raisin?
With a bad weave, man. Dude, you need to go fire your fucking hairstylist.
Dude, I was at hairstylist look at that and be like, what the fuck you want me to do here?
Looking like fucking Curly's adopted fucking sister from Jesus fucking Christ.
Only person that alopecia would actually help them.
Oh, y'all motherfuckers. Even I didn't go that damn far.
Y'all know, Gary. You part of this.
That
was
she the only one on the planet that alopecia would actually help.
She needs that shit.
Yo, them turkey.
Can I get a little alopecia, please?
They're gonna work, man.
I'll take a little bit of cancer and some chemo to fix this fucking head.
What'd you say, Gary?
I said that. Hold on, I'm putting it in ChatGPT as we speak. Give me a minute.
She went into the styling salon and said, "Give me that reverse Mr. T."
Bro, I know we don't like to go on CT's panel, right? But we need to all jump up on a CT panel.
All with this avatar.
All with this avatar.
No, just different variations, like different color hair.
No, we gotta get multiple AI images. We're gonna do it's gonna be like AI Linwood girlfriend number 1, AI Linwood girlfriend number 2.
Oh, we should do that today. I ain't even gonna lie, we should do that today because I'm not going to sleep. Fuck it.
The real Straggy.
California fucking raisin.
California love.
Gary, that Ninja Turtle comment was dirty, bro.
The mutant, yeah, she do look like one of the failed mutagen experiments.
Oh,
I'm sorry, bro.
Oh my god, bro, my chest hurts. You guys got me laughing like this,
bro. That bitch look like a sentient foot fungus. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Imagine the fucking smell.
Don't know if you're
the smell. You mean smells as in plural?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I'm sure there's parts of her body that haven't seen the light of day that smell the same as they. Dude, she's probably got smells preserved from 1980 or 1967. Or
Yeah, the color of scent. She's the first ever scent museum.
Ain't it funny how the fat moves?
Imagine
Bitches got
walking
so
into
much
her and
blues.
Linwood in the act and what it would
Dude,
sound
imagine.
Bro,
sitting
I
at a
don't want
bar.
to, bro. Shut up.
Imagine sitting at a bar, bro. Imagine sitting at a bar, right? You're just chilling, right?
You gonna buy me a drink?
Yeah, you
Dude.
look over. She looks at you. She gives you the old finger, like, "Come here, come
Tell
here."
me she don't look like tons of fun.
Come hither.
Tons of fun.
Bro, she got bunions. She got Funyuns and bunions, bro.
She got Funyuns in her fat roll.
Dude, her stretch marks got cellulite.
She keeps them Funyuns for
Her
after.
type 1 diabetes has type 2 diabetes.
This is the only difference. That's evil, man.
She got the double beatus, bro. Oh shit! We need to stop, bro. Someone's for sure clipping this, bro.
Bitch got diabetes squared.
Diabetes squared.
Oh bitch is
shit, we are going to hell.
horizontally
We're going
challenged,
straight
bro.
to hell.
She's got a freebase insulin.
Fucking horizontally challenged.
Oh god, you're.
She looks like a deflating. Never mind.
No,
Never
no,
mind.
bro. No, go ahead.
No, I don't think. Number one, I do not think we're evil because if Linwood can go around threatening to rape people and threaten to beat people's asses,
Ain't nobody threatening to rape that. I can promise you that.
Ain't
Dude.
nobody gonna, yeah, and all he gets is a little bit something.
You know, everybody's scared to get within arm's reach away from that bitch because she might try and eat him, like the fucking purple people eater and shit.
God damn it! It made her, bro. I called it, man. It made it better. I got the
Did
results
it?
for that. Yeah, I got the result. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me download these and put them up. It made it better.
Oh my god! This is his. He hits his box on a daily.
He hits the box on the day. He's shipping her out like fucking Amazon.
Imagine,
Pack.
dude, you think what? Imagine the last time that box has seen water.
Okay, that actually almost made me throw up. Not gonna lie. That actually throw up, not gonna lie. Oh,
Imagine Linwood thinking he's fucking her pussy and really he's fucking two of the folds that are folded over each other.
yeah, just hitting the knee, bro. Hitting the knee.
He
raw.
thinks he's hitting the box and he's really hitting the belly button and a fat
Oh,
roll.
I have a weak stomach. You gotta stop.
All right, I got the AI images.
Pulls out some lint from the belly button.
Oh my
thinking
god!
it's
It
a
made it
dingleberry.
better.
I told you, bro. It would just make it better.
Oh god! Look, it gave him a white woman. That's what he actually wants.
I just said 3 art styles. It gave me the same art style, but just different. Kept rate swapping them.
I want to know where they got that Caucasian woman with brown eyes. Though. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that I don't know
That
what
is
the fuck
wild,
is.
dude.
I
Now
didn't
the
even
other
type
two
that
kind of
in.
look like Oprah off of Roots.
I was just more say Aunt Jemima, but
I love how it was able
Oh,
to separate.
hey.
I love how it was able to separate the bed sheets from her clothes
Bumpkin.
because we sure damn well couldn't.
Guess
up?
what I get? Guess what I get to inherit when my wife's mom passes away?
what?
She has an old antique ceramic statue that sits about, I'd say, 10 to 12 inches high and about 8 inches wide of Aunt Jemima that I'm going to have sitting on my desk.
The fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. If you look at my community tab, every Christmas I post a picture of me going over and wrapping my arms around ceramic Aunt Jemima and saying, "What's up?"
Deacon Dave says, I think she was chained up in that video.
Dude, there ain't no way because there ain't enough chains on the planet that'll fucking
what
fit
the
around that
fuck you gonna
bitch.
chain her up with boat rope?
What's he going to chain her up with?
He had to tie the beast down.
Is he actually forging the chain from a fucking dying star?
I mean, I don't know. Her skin is probably more durable than steel.
You could
Dude,
you could set that bitch in the ocean. She sink the Titanic.
Dude, I guarantee you could probably make. I bet you could probably make at least fucking 24 leather jackets out of her.
Holy shit!
So then we're about to start a clothing brand.
Linwood's about to crash out on all of us, bro. Someone send him this clip.
Man, I
Fuck
don't give a
Linwood.
fuck.
Hey, Linwood,
Yeah.
you can eat a dick too, because I bet you she's got one hidden in one of them fat rolls.
Yeah,
I
bro.
bet she's hiding her. I bet she's hiding her boyfriend under there. Her other boyfriend.
Her other boyfriend, yeah. I don't
Hello,
wanna hear any-
hello.
I've been
hello,
stuck in
hello.
here since the 80s.
Hey, bitch, you told me to hide. I didn't mean for this long.
I bet you. He ain't hiding. He lived there.
He got an indent in his forehead.
He was like, what you talking about, man? It's better than going to jail. I get free food,
Linwood,
free rent.
Linwood, get your ass in here with the rest of us now.
Oh shit, dude.
What if she
Oh,
lifted? What if
fuck.
she lifted up her fucking underbelly and it was like
Linwood,
fucking
they all float down here.
Fuck it. I'm gonna try to make another one. I'm gonna see if it comes out a little differently if I type in a different prompt.
Oh, I'm so horrible.
Oh Lord.
There ain't no way, dude. There ain't a fucking Deacon. There ain't no zip ties big enough or strong enough to hold her.
That was, oh my god.
I guarantee you he needs a fucking a goddamn furniture mover in order to move her from the bedroom to the bathroom to take a shit and a crane to get her off the toilet.
Bro, if we were selling, bro, if the Africans were selling her ass to the Americans, he would need her fucking.
Dude, you know if she ever has to go out of the hospital, they're going to have to cut a whole new hole in the side of her fucking house just to drive the forklift through to get her out.
No, truism with the banger, the bitch's bedroom she held down by gravity.
Dude, and Gravity's fucking Gravity's fucking hurting right now.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, I got one more before we dip out.
No, that's still not a win, Free Zone. That is not a win. That is not, dude. I would not be bragging about that at all. Dude, if she even tried saying she was my girlfriend, liar, prank caller, I don't know you.
Oh, it literally did make her better.
Dude, that's a whole entirely different person.
I'm sorry, man. I said make it more realistic and accurate to the original photo, and this is what it gave me.
Say make it look like an evil demonic spirit.
It's just gonna put horns on it and shit.
Well, let's see.
Y'all should really hit the Cash App for these great jokes.
Please, bro. Hit the
Garion.
Cash App.
Gary,
Listen,
tell it to make her look like the white devil.
The white devil.
It's just gonna change her race and give her horn. You know what? Fine.
I just want to see if she looks like Ricky Lake when it's done.
Yeah. No. See that powered by StreamYards up in the corner? We desperately need cash over here. We are 3 weeks. I repeat, 3 weeks from being thrown back in the trailer park by the other rich whites. We need some cash apps in this.
Right
bitch.
where you belong, white trash.
I don't want to go back. You can't make me go back. I
You
don't want to go
there and
back.
you need to go back there and deal with Becky, white trash, beautiful.
There was a few Beckys, dude.
Yeah, go. He's gonna
Either the Beckys are drop dead gorgeous.
Well,
or
there's
they're
Keisha's
fucking
in there too, man, because Keisha seems to be synonymous with the white and black community, and they always end up both being ratchet.
Yeah, but I prefer Kimmy.
Dude, Kimmy's are just whores.
Yes. Yes.
They don't mean you no harm. They're just whores, man. Make sure you wear
that's
a
why you
rubber
don't
because
date- that's
chances
why you
are she's
never
going to give
date
you
a
VD.
Well, you never date a Kimmy. You just put it in her and leave.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Now Samantha.
No, Samantha's usually end up being in charge of meth labs that blow up.
Yes, but Grippy Box.
Hey, if you're ever walking through a trailer park and you see that trailer that's got 2 cars sitting on blocks, a fucking riding mower sitting on blocks, and the trailer has no skirting around the bottom, run. Because the motherfucker's probably about to blow up.
True.
Oh, and watch
Same-
out for feral white kids in trailer parks too, man. They're as bad as feral cats.
Oh my god, they are, bro. They're
Feral.
fucking
Feral.
Now, if you ever see
Yeah,
a white
feral white
kid,
kids are a real thing, dude, in trailer parks.
if you ever see
Dude, do
a
you remember
white-
Pigpen off of the Peanuts cartoons?
Oh,
Basically,
yeah.
you have a whole army of them little motherfuckers running around.
Or if you see a little white kid, a little boy with a shaved head, probably blonde or black head or brown headed, and he's wearing nothing. He's wearing nothing but a pair of shorts. Run.
And red suspenders.
You know what? I have seen a lot of little white kids around near the trailer parks near my house, and they have like no shoes on and just diapers outside.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. See, there's a reason why we keep them subjugated on a whole other side of the town by themselves.
They're not good people.
They're not welcome. They're not like us.
Parents say, "Damn, you got them on the plantation."
Yes.
Yes, and we leave them there where they belong.
There is a reason.
We only go there for their women on the weekend.
And dude, usually it's in and out real fast.
Yeah.
I'm imagining fucking Elon Musk pulling up to the trailer park, being like, "You gotta keep your mouth shut, woman. I don't care how many babies I gave you. Just here's $1,000. Just go buy some
Dude,
Coke."
if you ain't careful, you'll go to leave from just a booty call with a fucking child and a mother-in-law you didn't know you had.
This is true. This is true. Trailer park.
See, I look at my little brother, and this is where I'm like, I was talking to my brother when he was like 16. The girl called him and told him she thought she was pregnant. This
It ain't
young
mine.
fella, this young fella didn't even say that. He just hung up his phone and tapped the screen and sat his phone down. Went back to playing video games. I'm like, yo, what did you do? He goes, I blocked the bitch. I ain't never talking to her again.
Hey, that's how you do it though, man. For
Oh
real.
my god,
Dude, when I was out fucking being a womanizer, dude, I always gave them my fucking my bootleg fucking Facebook account. You know, the one that had a different name that I gave them that said that I lived somewhere else that didn't exist.
I'm like, you can do that? He's like, I can because I'm a piece of shit. I'm like, you're evil. You're evil.
Yeah, ChatGPT is fucking failing me. I typed in your prompts, no man. I'm gonna show you what it gave me.
Oh Jesus. Fucking gay. Oh, it gave you the world.
I can show you the world.
Go figure. I mean, black people do claim to have invented everything except racism and gay.
I don't think we've invented it, but I think we pioneered it. Thanks a lot, Atlanta.
Yeah, there's so many gay niggas there. What's going on with that?
And they're racist gay.
It is.
Well, dude, what you got to understand is the black community is the trans and gay community.
Bro, this bitch is gonna hit a mill. This chick is gonna hit a mill.
Yeah, she's gonna hit a mill.
I hope she does become a millionaire for saying nigger. I hope she does.
Like, dude, that won't work for me.
I've been saying it, man. She's gonna hit it before the end of the month.
Dude, that would be the greatest fucking slap in your face. And look, dude, I will sit and fucking I will bask in all the fucking brown tears full of melanin.
Not the melanin tears.
The melanin tears.
Yeah, be careful. You can get diabetes. Anyways,
no, you'll get diabetes squared.
I got the. Don't steal my fucking joke.
Oh shit.
Anyway, here's what it gave me.
Wow.
Okay, it actually kind of looks hot. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm going to say that for real, dude. I mean, that's one demon that would almost get me to go.
Almost?
Can you turn this video? Can you turn this image into a white devil? She was like, sure, and it gave me this.
The only thing it's lacking is my kryptonite, and that's bright red hair. If it had bright red hair, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already fucked because I'm just gonna do it. I ain't gonna lie
Fucking
to
look,
you.
Ortho's going to end this stream and go rub one off now.
Oh fuck! I didn't mean to give you porn, bro.
I'm be real. Dude, the dark-haired white girls with green eyes, I don't know, dude. They just do it for me. I don't know.
Dude, you gotta watch them green-eyed fucking anythings, dude. They're demons.
I know, bro. I know they're crazy too, but grippy socks, grippy box, bro. I'm on that shit.
This man stays stealing people's fucking jokes.
No, I said that one first. Wrong. No, right, correct. I said that one first.
You're Anglo, wrong.
I said that one first. You stole it from me because
Everybody's stealing fucking jokes nowadays. Ain't nobody original anymore.
Yeah, well, you come from a race of people that claim to have genocided a race of people that actually the fucking Russians did. So you're taking credit for something you didn't even do, you worthless piece of shit.
We We didn't claim shit. You're Scottish, so nobody cares.
I'm Irish, motherfucker. Get it right. And
No,
it's
you're
not
not.
the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same
It is
thing.
the same. It
Say
is
Irish and Scottish are the same thing. They both wear skirts, don't they?
Yeah, they
I
do.
have two kilts.
They're both pale. They're both pale with red hair, and you can't understand.
I
them
have
when they
two
get
kilts,
angry.
man, at home.
I have one as well.
Mine's actually a dress of like one of those dress style fucking celebration kilts.
Oh, like a full kilt?
No, I'm not talking like the brightly colored plaid one. Mine's like a solid color, but it's got all kinds of decorative chains and shit hanging off of it.
Oh yeah. The Irish, you guys do your kilts differently than the Scots. Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish are more like utility kilt style.
Yeah, more like utility kilts. Legitimately, historically speaking, more like utility kilts. And you guys didn't do like the clan system, really. It was more.
No, that was more the Scots that did that shit, where they put their clan right on their kilt, right on the front of it.
Yeah, all over it. Yeah,
right.
The entire
The wife, the wife's fucking dad's family actually have a crest from over in Ireland because she comes from the Hall clan.
I just hear lesser European traditions being talked about. And losing.
I'm sorry. Who defended against the Romans?
Nigga, we pushed it over the Rhine. What you talking about?
Okay.
Who was the people that raided Rome and caused the collapse of Rome? Exactly. Boom.
Hey. And
victory.
When they had a lesser military. Yeah. Oh, did you guys really invade, or were you hired and then just said, "All right, we're gonna take your shit now"?
No, it was actually when Rome was where the United States is now, and they had their military spread so thin throughout the known fucking world because they were trying to conquer and police everything that they spread themselves too thin.
Look, man, y'all can hate all you want, but you know what? We beat Rome.
Look, you Germans aren't as fucking great as you think you are. I mean,
Rome.
you guys literally learned how to fucking basically make, take chitlins and stuff sausage meat in it and make it okay to eat chitlins.
You like that shit, don't you?
Okay.
You like that shit, don't you?
Snowman,
Yeah.
I hate to say this. I do hate to say this.
Anti-white racism from other
hurts me
white
to my core to
things.
say this, right? But all of our lineage does stem from Germanic tribes.
You shut your dirty whore mouth.
It's true. The
See,
Gaels.
I would rather say that I came from a fucking Viking than them fucking dirty ass fucking dirty
You
foot
can say,
fucking Germans.
you can say that, but they're still German.
And the Vikings came from a
You guys
Germanic
are
tribe,
barely
too.
Germans. You guys are, dude. You're like you're one fucking ancestry point away from being a fucking dirty ass Polak. To be honest,
let me say it in a way you can understand it. Kiss your daddy.
you guys are basically fucking.
Get outta here.
You're upper crust fucking Polish bitches, dude.
Polish people don't exist. They're not real.
That my point. You're making my point.
No,
Polish are just Germans.
Wait, who's almost Polish? The Germans?
Yeah, him for specifically. He sounds like a fucking dirty ass fucking.
I do not sound Polish.
A fucking tight wad fucking Polak. Dude,
Dude,
Polacks
that's
are
not-
so fucking cheap, dude. You can stick a fucking chunk of coal up their ass, and they'll give you a diamond in a week.
Nah, he's definitely like Bavarian. I've seen the.
Oh, German is good.
I've seen the funny letters with the squiggly lines. He's definitely like Bavarian. So
That's
I
not any
can't
better,
confirm
really.
that. Bavarian is like
The only thing they gave us was donuts, dude. That's it, donuts.
We gave you fucking. We gave
Oh,
you
and chocolate. Okay,
beer
chocolate.
and beer.
Dude,
And
dude,
Big
their
Titty
beer is
Blonde.
German beer is lackluster to say the least.
I'm
I'm serious, dude. I would rather have fucking Irish beer over that shit.
I mean, and I'd rather have Scotch over it all, but that's not the point.
Dude, Scotch is really some nasty fucking whiskey, to be honest with you.
That's a crazy statement.
No, that's a factual statement.
It's really a factual
hold on,
statement, dude.
Scotch is like
I mean,
bad.
think about it. That's the only reason why the Scots were as drunk as they were, because they had to get drunk in order to be able to enjoy getting drunk.
No, Scotch is awesome, dude. Scotch is nice.
Wait, Spunky, you really think Scotch is that good?
Yeah, Scotch is good if you get a good Scotch.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. You gotta fucking overpower it with an overpowering cigar. That way you can't taste the Scotch.
I don't drink cigars. I don't smoke cigars.
And you gotta the way you gotta properly serve it is 2 fucking big ass ice cubes with about a fucking ½ inch of scotch. That way the ice cubes melt down and water down the scotch so you can fucking tolerate it.
That is a fact.
Okay. Huh?
What type of scotch do you drink? Like what brand?
Dude, I would rather drink fucking moonshine, the real shit that'll fucking gas you up, that you can run your car off of. Than
Talking about that. Yeah, you're talking about that in prison toilet water.
No, I'm talking about that fucking corn whiskey that the fucking hillbillies make out in the fucking hollers. That's what I'm
Pretty
talking
sure
about.
McGillen Scotch is pretty good. 1 second, let me make sure that's right.
You know what? Yeti actually proves a good point. Us 4 have good chemistry on the panel.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, what y'all want to start a podcast? I mean,
Oh, God.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can.
God,
We
oh,
can
God,
call,
I
we can
feel
call
like
it
we
the.
need
We can call
No,
it the
I'm
Clan and the Coon.
Oh yeah.
Fucked up. Oh, when you mentioned the coons and the race war having to do their own thing, all the first thing that comes to my mind is I want to name them the Coon Platoon.
Hey, dude, we could have AI make us a picture of all 3 of us stringing Garion up in a tree.
Oh no!
I have enough of my people already died already, man. Please spare me, please.
He's no one, dude. You can't do that to him.
Hey, dude, and while we're stringing him up in a tree, he's wearing a fucking Klan outfit.
Oh my
No, it's gotta be the black one, the one that Kanye wore during that interview.
No, you're going to wear the purple one, the Grand Wizard one.
Oh god.
It's not even
Yeah,
us swinging him up in his tree. It's him flying. Like with a Disney smile on his face.
My name's not Toby. It's Kunta. Kunta Slipke.
That's fucking evil. I'm gonna get a better mic and we can definitely do this. Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it, man. Because I've been looking for like a, some people. I've been wanting to do like a broadcast with somebody. Be honest with you.
That
Where
sounds
just
like it would
guys that
be-
fucking troll the internet and talk
That would-
shit.
That would be beast mode. We got to get Bumpkin to actually, be able to show up.
Yeah, we got to get Bumpkin to stop being a fucking road pirate.
So here's the problem, right? I would be totally okay with that, but it's just like I hate.
But it would just be too cool that I can't get involved with that because
Okay,
It'd be too
what
fun.
what am I showing up for?
it would be entirely too much fun for Bumpkin to get on here and be racist with people that are being racist.
yeah.
No, 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 I would- no, no, no,
Anglo for you, play.
No. I would
How
love
is
to
it?
do
How is it that a black man
Let me
has more white pride than
Why
you
is
do?
the
That is
Irish
fucked
the
up.
always the loudest in the room?
Yeah, that
Dude,
Stop it, look.
you're about
Snowman
to
Gary,
you're about
Snowman
to
Gary.
lose your white nationalism card, and we're going to give it to Garion.
Snowman Garion.
That's the black man.
Snowman
An
Garion.
African.
A black woman is speaking. Listen and learn.
I'm gonna kill you. Okay. All right.
Whatever, white Keisha.
I would love to do it, but you guys have to rotate
Get in my belly.
on my schedule, which I don't want to do that to you guys because that's fucked up to do.
We gotta
Oh,
know
no,
your
it's
schedule
fine.
first.
Yeah,
I'll
Gracie,
send
it's
you all
fine.
my schedule. I'll send you all my schedule, and we can decide what days we can do it. But it just sucks for the audience too because it's not like set on set.
Only if we can play that Daniel Tosh game called "Is It Racist?"
Yeah, set it up, man. We can roll this shit. We can run it. I'll send you
Whose
all my
stream are we
schedule.
doing this on, or do you want to just make a new channel?
No, we need to start it out on an established platform, man, and kind of all of us branch it out until we get enough people following, and then make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we can
stream it on everybody's channel.
I think that someone's going to have to do it regular for the guys that like YouTube, and then someone's going to have to do it vertical for the vertical folks.
Oh, I can
that
do
way.
vertical.
That way
I
they
don't
can
want that.
find out about it, and then we can say, now that we got all you guys watching, we're going to start a channel specifically for this.
You know what? Snowman, you and me and Bumpkin could stream it regular, and Gary could stream it vertical because I have no idea how to stream it vertical.
I know how to
I
stream
do.
it vertical. I can do it.
I
Well,
know how to do it too, though.
We all two could stream it vertical, and then me and Bumpkin could.
How about you stop telling me what to do, you fucking dirty ass fucking Pollock?
I'm sorry, you're a Scottish animal. It sounds like someone should tell you what to do.
You're just jealous because I fucked your wife better than you did.
I'm German. That's impossible.
Really? Germans are basically Munichs.
No.
Okay, probably not.
They fucking willingly get in line to get castrated by the fucking church.
It is not my fault that the Scottish got cucked by some faggot European or some faggot.
I don't care about the Scots. William the Bruce was a fag anyway.
I'm gonna strangle you all. I'm gonna strangle you all. All right. I can't win being Scottish. I can't win being Anglo. I'm gonna strangle both of you. All right.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold
Hey,
on.
I lean more towards my Celt and my fucking my Norwegian heritage. I do not acknowledge the Scottish side of my family, dude, because Scots are fucking morons.
No, we're not. We literally invented penicillin. How are we retards?
How dare you get in the way of my syphilis? All right.
Right. Who are you to tell me that I can't have fucking
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to have fucking gonorrhea.
Backpedal
What
now.
if I want to carry around a fucking case of the clap like luggage?
Why the fuck would you want to? You know what? Whatever.
Hey man, without pain, there is no pleasure.
Hey, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing, Gary, unless you pick a few scabs before you went in.
I'm not fucking doing that, bro. There's enough of my people carrying around fucking AIDS. It's gotten so damn prevalent. Some of us have a fucking immunity to it, according to the news.
Yeah, like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, hold on. I'll bring up if you want me to bring up the article. Yeah, apparently there's.
You mean
this
like
one
Magic Johnson,
right.
who in the '80s had AIDS and now doesn't have it?
Okay,
Yeah.
quick question. If we're gonna do this podcast, right?
Your mama.
Yeah, yo mama. Yo mama.
What about
Yo
my mama? She's dead. Now what?
I mean, I'll still make the joke.
God damn it.
I don't care. Make the joke. Make the joke.
God's making the joke right now, and she's there. So
Yeah, okay. We need a group chat. So Telegram, Snowman, are you gonna check your Telegram?
I have
you guys all got my cell number, man. Let's just make a group chat on the cell.
You never, ever answer phone calls or texts.
Dude, it doesn't look. You guys are right. I'm bad about it. I'm really bad. Look, I hate phones at all, dude. I'm trying to I ignore it, and I'm hoping that if I ignore it, it won't exist no more.
we gotta get Snowman a pager.
Dude, that would probably work better than my phone.
I mean, they still. I mean, I think they still sell them like on Amazon or something. So
You know, a pager I'd actually listen to.
Just gonna look down this page. Bitch, fucking time to stream. And scroll across.
Answer your pager.
Let's roll it.
Fucking phone.
I'm down though. We can roll the shit. I tell you what, I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off this week.
Oh, we definitely got to.
Yeah, we'll work something out. Once Snowman, do you have an email or whatever you answer? Just put it in the back check.
I don't answer nothing. Just ask
Damn.
these two. I literally don't answer nothing except Cash Apps.
Damn.
$5 every time we want.
You gotta send them $5. Be like, hey man,
I don't answer shit except Cash Apps, man.
Hey man, we're doing episode 3 today. You coming in, and it's like a $5 cash app. Be like, get your ass over here.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would be the biggest Jew. I would charge back every cash app.
with fucking interest, like a credit card.
Oh my god.
I hate all three of you motherfuckers.
Being honest, screw you, bro.
You know what? You are right though. I've tried to call you. I tried to message you on Telegram.
But when you sent me that Cash App, I responded immediately, didn't I?
Instantly with a heart. Thank you. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
The only notification that he sees, bro.
Money. Hey, dude.
Money talk.
Hey, look, man. My people have had their coins and shekels taken from them since the beginning of time.
This is true. This is true.
So I'm trying to get as much as I can back.
You're right. I will give one thing to the Irish. You guys held out against the English. The Scots capitulated. I will give you
That's
that.
a fact, man. We weren't bitches.
Hey, we fought for a long time. All right. You had the luxury of having water between.
Dude, there's a reason why when I bought the Scottish versus the English fucking chess set, dude, you should see the size difference in the Scottish king and the fucking English king.
Wait, what is it?
Dude, at least a good inch difference. At least. Like the Scottish king is like 4 inches tall. And then the English king is like 4 inches tall, and the Scottish king, what is his name? William the Bruce.
Yeah.
He's like fucking 2.5, 3 inches tall.
That is fucking. That is
Like
that
he
is
looks like a
so-
little teeny tiny fucking marionette.
That is petty on a whole
compared to King Henry VIII.
Yeah, that's some Anglo pettiness right there.
No,
Robert
that is some Anglo pettiness too. Because look, most of the Anglos were all from all Welsh, man, and they're all fucking little tiny bitches too.
Web feet motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're basically fucking science projects.
Yeah. I'm 60% Anglo, by the way.
They're not. They're not.
Trust me, we know.
Yeah.
They're not German. That's for sure.
They're not German at all. That's the one
Welsh,
thing that they got right.
The Welsh are not. Cornish is.
See, my wife, she's got Irish, Scottish, and Welsh in her heritage.
No, that's why her hair's so bright.
Yeah.
Threw all the redheads together.
Dude, there was one summer me and her had a fucking barbecue out, and there were so many fucking redheads in my backyard. It looked like the pits of hell opened up and puked.
Hey, Snowman, are you in Orthodox Guys Discord?
No, I don't give a fuck about him.
Fuck you! Join the Discord, bitch. Goddamn.
Dude, fine. One more
In
fucking
fact, everybody
one more
watch.
thing I'm not ever going to use.
Well, you're going to use this because this is how we're going to schedule. And when we
never ever going to be in here at all ever.
I probably won't.
At this point in time, Snowman's going to be the one blowing us.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then can you make a room in there that's private? Oh shit.
I can't. I will in between stream. Oh my.
Make it so I can drop my
How do
full
I
year
find
schedule.
you in Discord?
Dude,
why do I need Discord? I got Bumpkin and Telegram.
Just
I mean,
join. Just tap the link.
Discord is way more interactive than Telegram. Not to mention it deletes your.
I'm not trying to be interactive with it.
Well, you gotta.
Yes, everyone on the panel does have a channel link. Do we want to drop our links, guys?
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
There, I accepted it.
Even though I think
accepted
already
Bumpkin's
subscribed to me, though.
fucking invite. To deny, depose, depend. What are you putting depends on for, Bumpkin?
That's a good one.
You can't find pull-ups in your size?
I'm sorry, I don't answer.
Hey, dude, we got almost got my 5-year-old potty trained.
That's good.
Dude, she's been a fucking bitch about it. I've never had a kid go this long and refuse to shit in the toilet.
Damn.
Dude, it's because she's got fucking middle child syndrome so hard. She was the baby girl for a long time, and then we had Vivian. And when Vivian came around, she was doing good until Vivian was born, and then she like regressed 2 years.
I'm gonna find Angry Snowman.
But I think we got it defeated. I think we do, because I sat down and talked to her the other day and said, "Look, this shit's got to stop. You need to stop acting dumb. I know you're not retarded."
That should be all of our channels.
What?
Oh, someone asked, does everyone have an individual channel here? So I dropped your channel for you, dropped my channel, and then Gary dropped his channel. Hey guys, I gotta go to bed.
You got to be careful on my channel, though, Yeti. There's a possibility that shit on there might offend you. Well, maybe not, since you're over here talking to these fucking clowns.
Anyway, I do got to dip out. I got to get back to work. Good stream, guys. Orthodox, if you're going to end
You, a black guy, actually work. You know, all you're going to do is go in there and stand around and look like you're working.
Shut your dumb ass up. I got 3 trailers I got to unload. Bye.
Bye, Gary. You be safe, bro.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Gary.
Have fun taking your 5th smoke break.
Good night, Bumpkin.
Good night, guys. Oh, we already lost them. No, I'm just joking. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here too, man.
It's almost time for you to stream, don't man.
Do what?
It's almost time for you to stream.
Yeah, I'll probably stream here shortly. I got to get the kids up and get them ready, get their breakfast and shit ready though.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to end it anyway. I'm gonna bounce you guys to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said to your mom the other day.
Yeah, you know what? You're Scottish. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah, she
My
was
mom says she
bouncing.
doesn't
Yeah,
sleep
I'd have been
with
your daddy if
animals.
that fucking
She was
Rottweiler
bouncing.
didn't beat me over the fence.
Oh my god.
Hey, dude, that's that joke that I said to fucking angry grandpa fucking racist guy that he didn't like. That's the one that pissed him off.
If that
The
bitch
one where he
got
keeps saying
alopecia,
he said I was fucking a dog. I said I would have been, I said some comment to that effect.
Talking about Be Brave?
Yeah, Be Brave's a cocksucker. Dude, it'd be a different story if Be Brave could stay consistent. But Be Brave is actually he actually employs the same fucking tactics and the same shit that he fucking claims that he doesn't do. Anybody gives him any real hard pushback and backs him into a corner, pause, that he will sit and silence and kick him off the panel and overtalk him and not let him get a fucking word in edgewise. He refuses.
If two bitches got alopecia, just put a double plunger on their heads and watch them fight. All right, I'm going to bed.
Dude, that's like watching a unicorn fight.
But before I should have asked before Garion went.
That's like watching two mythical unicorns go to war with each other.
I'll say I wanted to ask if Garion's in the chat. I hope he can put his answer. Who would win in a fight? Fucking Linwood's girlfriend or Precious?
Precious for sure.
Yeah,
Precious for sure. Because Precious has got the evil spirit of Keisha in her. The only thing that Linwood's girlfriend's got in her is a lot of fucking cholesterol.
Oh, we gotta upgrade the plan. Oh, I was gonna show the meme. That's dumb. Okay, I'm going to bed now. I'm tired. I need to go to sleep for work.
I'll see you guys on in a little bit. Whoever subscribed to the channel, I'll be streaming here in about an hour or so.
Yeah, we should run that podcast though. Snowman, don't bitch out or doing the podcast.
Hey, remember, I still got that Mosh Pit channel that's still up. That's got subscribers on it too.
I know that
we could utilize and change for the podcast.
That's true. We could do that as well. That's very true.
I mean, I know it ain't got a whole lot of subscribers, but I think it's got a couple hundred at least.
Oh yeah. We also got to make more art and shit, background art. Fuck. Okay.
I can do that. No problem. I'll use AI.
Actually, end this because I want to talk to both of you guys about something real quick.
All right, let me do my outro. Thank you guys for watching. I love all of you. Please enter the Discord. Go away, Anglo. Yeah, please come into the Discord. You gotta have a role. So if you come in, you can't see anything. That's why. Please, share the video. Hit the Cash App if you want. Thanks for watching. We will be streaming more and more. I'm trying to get Bumpkin to stream, and I was on Snowman's ass for like a week or two ago. And the reason I push for the Discord is Garen and I and several other people are trying to create a network of streamers of various topics that we can talk. Because as much as I talk about it, I really don't like talking about race, and I eventually want to start talking about culture and things that are actually fun, that don't actually divide. Because like I said, I hate that I believe this stuff, but it just is what it is. It's what makes sense to me. It's what I've seen. And hopefully that stuff changes. It is what it is. But please, like, share the video. Come on panel next time. God bless you all. I love all of you. It was fun. Y'all have a good one.